stage. So fade away and return to nothing. Your strength is great, but you're no match for me, no. I'll let you live for the entertaining. God of all creation, God of your creation now. So fade away and return to nothing. Your strength is great, but you're no match for me, no. I'll let you live for the entertaining. God of all creation, God of your creation now.
I think one day I need to declutter my starting soon screen. It might be just a little bit too cluttered. I don't know.
I don't know. I like it. It's
Oh, you
kinda
like it?
cheerful.
Have you seen? Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just full of little creatures. Little creatures. That's
they're adorable.
They are. Yes, they are indeed. Continue talking because I forgot to measure and make sure that your voice goes through the audio. I mean, it should be going through the audio mixer.
What is the world coming to these days? I have no idea when.
Perfect.
I hate it when people tell me just keep talking. Okay, good.
More clutter? I don't know, chat. That's a bad idea. They're derpable.
Nothing wrong with a few more. I see plenty of open spaces, you know.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I have like ideas for like. So I have this one where it's a lot. Actually, I'll just like throw it up right now, and they can still hear us. Oh, excuse me. I have one for my Uwu market, and I need to update it because I have now a mouse pad. But like, I want to do stuff like that eventually.
Oh, that's cute.
I know it's perfect. Like, now here's the thing that kind of sucks. All of those yippies I individually placed, and there's like half a dozen more like underneath that. that
yeah.
It didn't like take a long time. Like after I got the first line, I just copy pasted, but I was just like, oh dear, how do I do this? And I don't have them in a folder yet because I just didn't decide to do it yet.
Oh God.
Oh goodness. All right, chat. All right. Hello, everybody. Today, today is Civil War time, chat. We are in a civil war, all right, of content creators that I'm gonna be completely honest with you. They were never really friends. They were more just like friends of the spectrum, and now that like stuff has happened and they're moving apart, it's kind of just funny to watch. I'm gonna be real with you. So I'm very excited for. I was like looking at my stuff because the most recent stuff that's interesting is really just the burnt peanut stuff, but I'm kind of burnt out for the most part on it. And I was like, you know what? Let's look at some other stuff because I like have topics that I don't even mention. Well, okay, before we get on to that, welcome chat. We have a new guest on here today. Would you like to introduce yourself? You have a really nice hat on right there, by the way. I really like that hat.
Isn't it fantastic?
It's very.
It's so fashionable.
Is incredibly fashionable. Yes.
Very, very military.
Very much so. Yes. Very, very
Makes
much
me feel
so.
like I might take over a few countries or something. I don't know.
Oh God.
Maybe
well,
later.
Do it without pushing out any ethnic, religious people, and you'll probably be okay.
Yeah. I do like my cultists, so
yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
Oh,
but
perfect.
That's later. I am Horror Amarado, or the Abysmal Critic. Most people call me Rada. I am a Cthulhu corn. You can't see my horn; it's hidden under the fan.
Oh.
Fantastic. But you know what? The hat's so fantastic. Who cares?
Indeed.
But yeah, that's who I am. I do videos and streaming and stuff.
Oh, there we go. There we go. And you also host a podcast on Tuesday nights with Jazz. One of
the.
Oh, go ahead. My apologies.
The Offensive Charm podcast.
Yes.
He's the charming one.
Yeah. And you're the offensive one.
More or less. Yeah.
More or less, yeah. Peanut stuff was a psyop by Twitch to take Asmon's #1 spot. Okay, that sounds like a Listen, we're already going to talk about conspiracy theories tonight. I'm going to be real with you. I don't believe that Twitch is the one that tried to do it. I just think that, like...
No?
I'm going to... If you want me to be real, like, craziest conspiracy theory I can think of. Okay? Burnt peanut is an attempt to, like, burn VTubers because some people don't like VTubers, and it's very obvious some people don't like VTubers. But I don't think it's as deep as that. I just think that they decided to start botting one guy to the top of the list.
I can see it.
Yeah, I
really could.
I don't know. Like, they're again, we talked a little bit about it yesterday night on Under the Tea before, like, we made fun of all of the Game Awards stuff, and we're gonna laugh at a specific individual who was invited to the Game Awards but did not win anything at the Game Awards. But like, when it comes to Burnt Peanut, right now there is fracturing drama that is coming from it, because like, you had the initial drama of the Streamer Awards. Before I talk about that, I am curious, did you watch or participate in any way, shape, or form in the Streamer Awards by the amazing QT Cinderella?
Oh God, no! I have better things to do with my time.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Thank you for the super chat. I'm gonna turn it down here for the moment, and I will. I'll reread it later. So, I don't like QT Cinderella. I talked about this on Tuesday when I did my my big day stream, but I don't like her. I really don't like a lot of the things that she represents, and the Streamer Awards, because I think a lot of people don't realize that the reason why we dislike Burnt Peanut isn't because he won an award by an award show that is hosted by a woman that doesn't know how to get health insurance.
What?
No, yeah, so here, QT Cinderella, she's obviously rich. She lives with Ludwig. And I believe you know who Ludwig is, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So she's she's like the girlfriend / partner / whatever the fuck with Ludwig. And I like bringing this out because it's funny. Getting kind of old for me, honestly, so I'm going to stop soon. But one thing that she admitted a couple of months ago to a friend during a podcast, because the friend is like, oh, I have to get health insurance soon, because she's like 25, turning 26. And when you turn 26, your parents can't have you on their insurance anymore. So she's like, oh, I have to get insurance. And QT Cinderella, again, the woman that puts on this Streamer Award show, she's like, oh, how do you get health insurance? And like, her friend is like, what do you mean? And like, there was like a 30-second back and forth where these girls were arguing about like basic things. And QT was just like, I don't know how to do a lot of this stuff. My parents abandoned me because they're right leaning. And I'm just like, so your excuse for being, for literally being a baby is the fact that your parents were right wing and allegedly walked away from you.
If they walked away from you, how come you don't know how to do more shit?
Yeah, it's just like, oh,
it's a whole failure to thrive situation.
It definitely is. Like, and again, like, you look at the Streamer Awards and just how decently well they're put together. Well, and I say decently because some of the cringiest, like, have you seen any of the clips from the Streamer Awards? Just like any of them at all?
Oh yeah, I've seen plenty of clips.
Okay, good enough. Like, it's just the way that they ran it is just like, oh, this is like Baby's First Hollywood. Only that was the 5th one in a row. Just like, how does it keep getting worse? Oh
my God, some of those scripted jokes.
Oh yeah, like,
Lord, it was painful.
I think the thing that, like, because again, like, these are all Hollywood, or not Hollywood, these are all Twitch streamer cliques. I mean, it's basically mini Hollywood. But it's like, they're all mini Hollywood, and they're all like trying to be funny and silly. And they kept telling the Hassan joke, which I don't think is going to kill it in the way they want.
No.
And then they had the joke where she was asking the one black guy, like, not to steal anything. And I'm just sitting here like, I know he got banned for stealing. I know he got banned for stealing, and that is something that you can laugh at. But like, there are more people than just the Twitch community that watch your shitty award show. That sounds racist.
I mean, she walks out on stage and says, what's the most expensive thing you stolen, or something like that. And it's like, I don't think you should be saying that.
It's just like, are you a Fed? You have to tell me if you're a Fed, all right?
If this is a sting operation, you really should, maybe give him a heads up of some kind. I don't know. Something
like that. Look, the Game Awards look respectable. I mean, like, the thing with the Game Awards is it's made by a man who has this weird infatuation with Miss Piggy and the rest of the Muppets that will come out every single year, make millions of dollars just to show a couple of trailers, and then say like the game that everybody likes won game of the year. That's it, you know.
Pretty
I don't
much.
know. I don't know. What did you think about the Game Awards? Did you have a favorite trailer or win last night that you enjoyed?
I'm glad Expedition 33 won so many awards. But, you know, that's just because I have taste and I'm sophisticated.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Or something like that.
100%. No, yeah.
You know, I didn't see anything that made me too excited, really. It just, not a lot for me. I missed when they did the Divinity trailer. So,
oh, that was a good trailer.
Watching that again. Huh?
That was a good trailer. I liked that trailer. A lot of...
I watched it afterwards. I need to rewatch it again because there's a few little things that I saw that I want to get a closer look at, but I think it looks like it's pretty interesting.
Are you talking about the orgy that was taking place below the Burning Man?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to get a closer look at that just because I caught it just barely at the bottom. I was watching on my phone, and so I caught it just barely on the bottom of the screen. And it's like, you know, I really need to watch that on my PC so that I can really understand if that's what I think it is.
It was.
Okay.
It was 100%.
Well, that explains why everything happened in the video. That, you know, everything else that happened. They've gone that far depraved that, yeah, okay.
No, and I'm going to be honest with you, because, like, we were talking about it, and, like, Larian did really good with Baldur's Gate 3. You played Baldur's Gate 3, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, they did really good with Baldur's Gate 3. And we posited the theory that, like, they could have gone darker, but they're being held back by, like, a big studio with a big franchise. With Divinity, I'm pretty sure Divinity is their own thing. They can go as dark as they flippin' want. And just based on the trailer alone, I was like, oh, this is gonna be very dark, and I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic.
I still need to finish Baldur's Gate 3. Like, I've seen a lot of people play it. I've just been like, it's kind of hard to start and then have a perfect run. Because for me, it's just like, if I die, I have to save scum. And then if I don't save scum enough, it's just like, well, fuck, I don't want to go back 10 hours of progress.
Oh, my big thing is I got to one part and I didn't realize it was a timed thing. And then something happened that I didn't want to happen. And now I'm like, fuck, I have to start all over again.
Yep, pretty much. Again, I'd like to finish it, but I think I'm just trapped. Yeah, I'm just trapped to the idea of fuck, it's not perfect. It's kind of like my big problem.
It can be rough. I'm playing it with a group of friends this time, so I think I'm going to be forced to finish it.
See, if I had a group of friends that where we consistently did that, I would probably finish it too. I just think part of the problem is, for me, I'm busy, and then if we can't all pair up together, it doesn't work out, sadly.
Yeah. Busy schedules are the hard part of gaming with friends.
Yeah, being an adult sucks sometimes for that kind of stuff, you know?
So much.
You know. It's really rough. But anyway, going back to the Game Awards, and I do have the screen open here. If you click on it, it should allow you to... does it allow you to view it? I might have to give you permissions for it, if not.
I can't see it. I just had the stream open.
Okay. If you'll click in Discord on the live link here, I have the real-time thing here. It'll also show you the music.
That might be better.
It'll also tell you when I get super chats in there as well. But going back to the Game Awards. So Expedition 33, if I remember correctly, won like 7 different awards. And one of those awards was like people that acted in the game, if I remember correctly. But chat, I'm sorry to say, well, maybe happy to say, it's depending on what people think about the game. But Ghosts of Yote was like nominated for 7 different things, and they didn't win anything.
Night.
They won nothing. And apparently every single time you pivoted to this woman, she was eating.
Oh god.
Apparently. Let me see. Like this is one of the clips here where like they just pivoted to her here. We're gonna blow this up. I'm gonna mute this.
Why do they even have food?
I don't know, but like this is just her. She's eating. She's like, oh, hi, what's up on the camera? And so she's go back to eating.
Holy shit! If someone caught me on camera like that, I would probably die of embarrassment.
Oh,
I would literally die of embarrassment. Holy
oh
shit.
fuck yeah! It's like you're at a. See, here's the thing. If this was at like a baseball game and you were on the jumbotron, maybe that'd be a little bit different.
That'd be
but
fine.
Does she get more? Yeah. So chat's bringing up. Apparently, she was thinner before this. I know there's like a picture in here. I think. Yeah. This is a picture of her, I believe.
I honestly, I don't think she actually got more plump. It's definitely the dress and the way her hair is styled. And her makeup makes her look
Yeah, makeup can do that.
Rounder than she is. Yeah. Though she could have gained like 20 pounds as well. That's entirely possible.
It's very possible. It's very, very possible. Now maybe that's a little mean, chat, but like, unironically, Ghosts of Yotei. I know next to nothing about Ghosts of Yotei other than just the fact that everybody hated it, or a lot of people didn't like it.
A lot of people were very upset because they wanted a sequel to. They wanted more Jin Sakai, and they didn't want a whole new game.
Yeah,
among other issues.
That's fair. That's fair. She gained feminist weight. Oh, that's very mean of you, chat. Holy cow! Listen, chat. Bring on a new guest. That's also probably extremely offensive. And you guys are being mean towards the content. It's very...
Sounds right.
I'm not saying stop, but holy cow, chat.
As a fat woman, I approve of everything. You have been given the fat card.
She said it, not me, chat. So you know what? It's fair. That's fair. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because like I'm going to be real. I really could care less for a lot of award shows and game award shows. Mm-hmm. The closest I'll probably get to is Stuttering Craig has his award show, and I actually think that it's probably going to be a little bit better than a lot of these other like Hollywood types that try and celebrate either progressiveness or video games that nobody's heard of or cared for before.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in that. I did want to ask, was there any games that got announced last night that like caught your interest that was like super duper cool?
Not really.
Not really?
They just, no, not for me. I mean, there are games I see other people will be excited for, but yeah, just nothing for me.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. I heard, what's funny is, I saw the remake for, what was it? Fucking Tomb Raider. And a lot of people are really excited about the Tomb Raider remake, it looks like. Yeah. And the new one.
Yeah, a lot of people are really excited for that.
Mm-hmm. It really seems like it's because a lot of people, I think Lara Croft has like been suffering the last like decade with people making her smaller.
They have massacred her so much.
And I'm being told that like this new game might bring a little bit back to her, if that makes sense.
That would be good. I mean, it would be good to see her, being able to be the full-fledged woman that she used to be, as opposed to what they write women as now, which is basically men with tits. Pretty
much. Or I'm going to be real with you, even though she looked like she had a little bit of body on her, that model still needs... It's not the same as...
No, it's not. But you know what? Occasionally you can settle just a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then push for more later.
No, yeah, for sure. I'd say that it's a good start, probably. It's a good start.
I mean, I will say, when you have larger breasts, a lot of the things she does are quite unrealistic for when you watch it, because
no, for sure,
they bounce a lot.
No,
so I do understand giving her a little bit of a reduction, just for the realism in that regard, but she should never be totally flat. That's just wrong.
No, I agree. I 100% agree. And I think I'm just, at the very least, I heard that like, even if her chest isn't the same size, her bottom is like fine. A lot of people told me that her bottom is fine. I don't have a picture with me, but like they said that her bottom side is like very nice. So I don't know, chat would have to tell me if they agree or disagree.
I mean, you see the backside most of the time anyway, so it makes sense to focus there.
No, for sure. I don't know. I don't really play a lot of Tomb Raider games, but I've been told that it's it looks good, basically.
That's good.
It looks good. But anyway, I wanted to transition back to streamer awards a little bit and talk a little bit more about Burnt Peanut, because a lot of the dialogue around specifically Burnt Peanut is exhausted. And I mentioned this, there's a lot of fracturing things that are coming from it, because one thing I think a lot of people are beginning to realize is the normie audience, and I think we have to be a little bit more specific. By the normie audience, I literally do mean pretty much everybody that's not into anime or the anime culture, and VTuber fans and VTuber culture. And funny enough, those are kind of just a little bit different. But people are realizing, and I think Iron Mouse especially, that normies really don't like VTubers.
No, they don't.
And I was actually talking about this with a friend, and I told him, I was like, listen, I understand as a person who like talks about drama, I understand the idea that from the outside looking in, a lot of VTuber culture can be seen as just a little bit degenerate, especially when some of the bigger individuals in the sphere all have fanslies or OnlyFans. You know, I can definitely, you know.
Yeah.
But like, I think that if you want to be in the medium, you have to have a level of respect. Otherwise, that's why I say gatekeeping is so damn important. But like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, fair. So one of the spawning dramas that came from this, and we won't watch this video. I mostly just want to talk about it. One of the
Sorry,
spawning,
I've seen it like 5 times.
yeah, I've seen it. Well, this is actually commentary from XQC on the video that I have seen quite a lot myself. But like one of the spawning dramas is, so I'm assuming you know just a little bit about XQC.
The base once again, the basics. I'm old enough that I missed a lot of this stuff.
So that's fair. That's fair.
I know things from the back end and vague internet lore.
Okay,
is how I know a lot of things. So,
do you know why XQC hates VTubers? Because there's a very specific reason that he doesn't like to talk about.
That one I do know, because Doki Bird's team stomped him out.
Yes. So, brief recap for chat. There was a game going. I can't remember specifically what game it was. I think it might have been Marvel.
Rivals.
Was it Marvel Rivals? Okay, I was about to say Marvel Rivals. What happened was there were accusations that Doki Bird's team was like violating rules. Excuse me. And basically they had to shave people. And what ended up happening is Doki Bird left. And her team still won, or did a good enough job that it pissed off XQC. Now, the funny thing is XQC himself also had a team that was like it was going against the rules. However, they didn't do anything on XQC's team. I heard rumors that allegedly he had like master players or like cheaters, but he still lost, basically. And so... Him and Shroud. So ever since then, and it makes a lot more sense knowing that Shroud is kind of the guy that pushed Burnt Peanut. Ever since then, XQC and Shroud have had a chip on their shoulders because of people like Doki Bird, and they don't like VTubers because of that. And in fact, it's quite like, again, I don't think he will outright say, well, okay, he kind of does mention it in what we'll show. But like, he's kind of one of those people that when you ask what a VTuber is, his first response is either they're all children, or they are all people that pretend to be children, or they are all ugly men IRL. So they hide behind a female avatar because they're all ugly men IRL. That is like his only response, basically. And that's,
you can understand anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I will be real, chat. There is definitely a lot of VTubers that if you looked at them IRL, maybe they are, maybe they're not. But like, I think the thing that a lot of people tend to forget when it comes to being a VTuber, the idea isn't necessarily to hide yourself. I'm sure for some people it probably is. Sure, for some people. But for a lot of people, the idea of basic anonymity or being somebody to like being a character is like is like part of the whole thing. You know, that's what makes being a VTuber so much fun, you know? Is like being more than yourself. And again, it's a part of a culture that unless you are choosing to walk into and respect, you're not going to get it. And that's why I think XQC himself doesn't get it, is because he looks at the culture from the outside and thinks it's weird, basically.
I think his narcissism doesn't help either.
Who, XQC's?
Anything he doesn't understand, he's not going to react to positively.
No, that's fair. That's fair. So basically, he makes his opinion on the burnt peanut clip, basically saying, "Oh, all VTubers are just ugly people, IRL." And then, as a reply to this, Ember Paradox, who is, if I remember correctly, like one of the bigger VTuber creators on Kick. I think, I could be wrong, but she's like one of the first VTubers that kind of like started growing and making like actual headway on Kick. So she comes out and writes this whole post, and he replies to it, sparking a community note that just kind of like slapped him, basically. Mm-hmm. But she says, just as a reminder, XQC and Shroud were so scared of Doki Bird's Marvel Rivals team that they were competing against in the tournament that they whined and bitched to Twitch, resulting in Twitch actually changing the rules the day of the tournament. This resulted in Doki Bird choosing to drop out so her players wouldn't be forced to do so, and they could compete for the prize money. And Doki's team absolutely curb stomped both Shroud and XQC's teams and went on to win the tournament. Clearly, neither of them have gotten over the absolutely humiliating loss and now have some kind of pathetic vendetta against VTubers. Seriously, guys, grow the fuck up. It's a pretty good response.
Yeah. It's a very good response.
Now, XQC actually replied to this, and he's got a community note on him. He says, "This story is pure fiction. Not only did we not whine to anyone, we also lost our team captain because of the rule change. Also, you forgot to tell the part of the story where Doki's adjusted team was still rule breaking and way overranked like the rest of them." And the community note just shows the video that like basically disproves them. It's just like the adjusted team. Yeah, this one says the adjusted team that was breaking the rules was not Doki Birds, but rather XQC's, because he was breaking the rules. Again, I'm pretty sure he had a hacker on his team. So it's just like, and again, like, I am not really yet. All right, I am not really yet of the mind that there is this grand conspiracy that they want to destroy VTubers by bringing in like a snake in the shape of a peanut. I don't necessarily believe that. I mean, I'd be willing to if people would prove it, but like, you know, it's really funny that all this time later, there is still coping, seething, and malding in the form of trying to put down other people whenever there is any criticism.
My only problem with the he's a plant, well, I mean, he is a plant, but that he's brought in to poison the well kind of thing is that he started out saying that he's not a VTuber. He started out outside, is trying to keep himself outside. So at any point, he's not going to pivot into the, well, yes, I am a VTuber and thus ruin the reputation of VTubers. He's going to continue with the I'm not a VTuber line. So he can't really be there for that specific purpose, I don't think. But I do think he is there to mock VTubers.
No. Yeah, for sure. 100%. I mean, like, what's funny is the clip that you're talking about that I think a lot of people passed around. I listened to that clip, and the takeaway I kind of got from that is, because I think for normies, and I do consider Burnt Peanut to be an extreme, like, normie, basically. They look on the inside of VTubing, and again, see some form of degeneracy as part of the culture. And I think it's fine if people don't want to, participate in that culture, that's fine. And I think, like, because when he's like, in that clip, he basically says, "Oh, I'm not part of that. I don't want to be a part of that." And I think it's because he knows that if he were to accept the title of a VTuber, he would have to acknowledge that there is a culture, and he's not interested in being part of that culture. Is basically That's basically how I kind of understood it. So he knows what it's like to be a VTuber, and he says, I don't want to be a part of it. Yet he's still participating, still doing all of this, still rage baiting, in my personal opinion, and kind of working. I still think he's botting, personally. I don't know if you saw the line graphs, but...
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's doing the botting or if someone's doing it for him, but, you know, I don't think that it's... I don't think he's organic. Let's put it that way. He's definitely a genetically altered peanut.
I love it. Genetically altered peanut. Yeah, that's fair. He's definitely genetically altered. Now, I think the thing that like was most bewildering to me is he won first and second place for most watched VTuber because he was the 1 and 2 on Twitch, basically. And if you look under the hood, how many live viewers he gets typically. On YouTube and Twitch, he averages between 40 and 60,000 people. But on Kick, the one platform that allegedly is trying to take their botting more seriously and implemented changes, he only gets about 500 to 1,000.
Damn.
It's just like, you might think...
I'll stop putting those bots in my chats.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for the 5, Mercenary.
From MommaOcco.
At Mercenarix21 send $5 for more hats. The burnt peanut is basically the tuber equivalent of cultural enrichment of third world into first world. Wants to change the culture by burning it.
You know, and maybe, I don't think it's disrespectful to say it, but it kind of reminds me of like culture or like groups of people when they want to come into an area that doesn't have those groups of people, and they wreck the culture or they try to take over the culture and leave it barren and destitute, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. When they try to change it to what they want it to be as opposed to jiving with what it is. Pretty much. But yeah, my prediction is this is a drama that's like, it's already hit its apex, in my personal opinion. And I think that it is going to die down. My personal opinion is that eventually he's going to get banned for botting. There's no way you can't have that many bots and people not get pissed off at you, you know? Yeah, that's... It'd be nice to see when it happens, though. That'll be enjoyable.
But, like... excuse me. My personal opinion is the drama is going to die down and... people are going to forget about him again. Because like the way that when it comes to people that make drama in order to succeed, like there are very few people that actually can ride off of the drama and grow and do stuff with it. But like, as opposed to like doing sustained things that people like you for, drama is a fleeting thing. And unless you're Donald Trump facing the Epstein files, it typically goes away in a month or less than that, you know? So I think that like the drama's going to die down. People are going to forget about it, move on to the next thing, which typically happens is drama's shifting from day to day almost. And the next time you'll hear about him is when he gets called out for saying slurs on camera recently.
Oh God. Did that happen?
So he, people, excuse me. People called him out because there's an old clip of him saying the F slur.
Oh, God.
On a stream before he blew up, basically.
That'll be amusing.
So, I don't know. I think what's funny about him is he probably... what's even funnier is the first clip I saw of him was him basically... Because like he wanted to do a joke. It's just like, whatever you voted for, I like that. But he accidentally made the joke where the guy that you voted for that's in office, I like that. Basically, accidentally saying he's okay with Donald Trump. And he's like, oh, fuck, I can't believe I did that.
Yeah.
It just sucks. Because, like, I do think that he's playing into the drama because he knows it will get him attention. It's just how long the attention will go for.
You live by the drama, you die by the drama. Unless you know how to handle yourself, and most people don't.
Indeed. I agree. I know there's a lot of people, especially some recently, in a not group, VTuber group, that, you know, when you try to, like, live everything by drama, eventually people just decide to walk away. And sorry, go ahead.
People get exhausted with watching someone be in drama all the time if they don't take a break in between.
Although I know, yeah, 100%. I mean, like, there are times where I'm like, okay, I'm done listening to people talk about Ethan Klein or Hassan Piker. I'll come back next month when there's actually something of substance, you know?
when they do something new.
Exactly. Listen, I recently had like 2 streams with Hassan Piker, and it's because he had an 11-minute crash out on a fan, and it's hilarious.
Oh shit, really? I missed that.
It was, I'll have to send it to you later. But it's just like, I have to change up what I watch and what I share with people, because if it's just the same person over and over and over, it just gets annoying.
At Mercenaries 21 discovered Mom has milkers and
Thank you for the
$5. As someone said, Peanut is the tuber Johnny Salami. I can't wait for his South Korea moment.
What do you think about that? Calling him the Johnny Somali of VTubers?
I don't know that that's quite accurate. I mean, he's irritating, he's loudmouthed, and he's going to get himself in trouble. But as far as I know, he hasn't actually hit anybody with a fish. So...
Well, maybe not outside of the video game, but he does play Arc Raiders, so...
Well, in that case, maybe.
I don't know if you can hit somebody with fish in Arc Raiders. I'm going to be real with you. I'm only like level 6 in Arc Raiders, so I wouldn't know.
I've never played it, so I have absolutely... I have less knowledge even than you.
Fair. What kind of games do you like to play? I'm curious.
I play mostly single-player RPGs, survival sims. I will play, some action-adventure games.
You keep talking. I'll reread it later. You keep talking.
I'm trying to remember what else I play.
That's
It's
fair.
probably easier if I just look at my...
Your Steam list?
Yeah, my Steam list.
That's
Because
fair.
I play a large variety of things. Survival, horror, puzzle games. I love puzzle games. Artsy, stupid games like Flower and... but I do like artsy horror games like Karma: The Dark World. And just pulling ones. Actually, there's a lot of horror games on here now that I'm looking at it.
You're a big
seem to have an
fan for
issue.
horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Metrovanias like Ori and the Blind Forest.
Okay.
Got some SCP in here.
Trying to think.
I mean, basically, I like everything but first-person shooters is, I guess, the best way to put it. I'm not good at first person. And I'm not good at shooting.
That's fair.
So-
That's fair.
And I don't mind like friend swap games with friends or like a good survival game with friends. But I'm not good at PvP.
No, that's fair. So you like things like Limbo then? Or
Yeah.
those were good games. Limbo's not made by the same creator as that Little Horrors game, is it? They're both very similar. They're both very similar, but this
I just don't think so.
I'm pretty sure Little Nightmares it's done by a different. I'm looking at it right now. Little Nightmares is by
Tarsier. No, the first two
Tarsier,
were by Tarsier.
and then Limbo is by a completely different company. Very similar in feeling and style. I'm gonna be real, and I do love both of them. I played both of them, and I love them both.
There's another one kind of like them. It's called Dark with a Q. Very kind of claymation styled, not actually claymation, but very kind of that clay look. Puzzler that's really good.
Okay.
If you like those games.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, for me, those kinds of games, like Little Nightmares and Limbo, they're fun once, and might just be because the story is interesting, and if it's very easy to walk through, I don't really see myself as replaying it. But those are I like those kinds of games. I love platformers like that.
Yeah, those are some of my favorite games. But you're right, you can only play them once really, because then you know the puzzles and everything, and then it's just not the same.
Unless you're speed running or you just need something in the background, because like there'll be often times when I need something in the background to play, and it's twofold. One, sometimes fans want to see what's going on in the background, if they're not listening while they're in their semi trucks going cross country. They need something to listen. They want to watch something. You know, that's why sometimes I have Minecraft on in the background or Fortnite. Limbo is one of the games where it's just like I feel like if I've already played it and I played it recently enough, I could just play it brain dead while I'm talking about stuff. You know.
I get that.
So, but I think here, let me read that super chat really quickly before we move on. In fact, I'm gonna grab the ones that played before. McSkittles, thank you for being a member for 10 months. I very much appreciate it. Mercenary for 5. I'm gonna have to put my hat in the ring, even if it is tinfoil. This is deep state involved, and I'll stand by it. I'm wondering if you talk about the main topic tonight, which we'll get to here after.
That would make more sense.
Maybe. Listen.
Oh, no, I just mean it would make more sense than Burt Peanut being deep state.
Oh, fair. It could be possible too. Burt Peanut could be a deep state actor.
It is the government, but
it is very, very, very possible. Oh, that is hilarious. But no, listen, chat. Tim Pool, Russian Money Man versus Candace Owens, Black Anti-Semite. Could it be deep state? Probably.
Probably more than one state at that point.
Well, according to Candace Owens, there's Egyptians that were following Erica Kurt, so maybe you could be right on that. We'll get to that. Oh man, holy shit, dude. Okay, chat. Again, I want to get through these supers and then the one other thing I had to talk about. But like, I love conspiracy theories, not because I believe all of them, but just because some of them are interesting. But like, I had to and I'm gonna replay it for you in the chat. I listened to one of Candace Owens' streams, and I'm like, what the fuck? I was just bewildered. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, we'll get to that here in a little bit. Mercenary for 2. Oh, silver hits $60 an ounce. It's going higher. Yes, silver is going up in price, chat. So if you don't believe in cryptocurrency, that's kind of like the new age thing for kids. Excuse me. You can buy silver because silver is going up in price. And I don't know. Maybe I'll buy myself some silver. I don't know. Jump on the high.
A good thing to invest in.
Do you believe in precious metals?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Do you own any precious metals?
Unfortunately, no. Well,
no.
Jewelry, but that's
jewelry.
Not the same.
Fair enough. I mean, jewelry can still count because, like, if it's real, you can still use it. Down. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll go buy some silver coins from a store. Make sure they're like certified or some shit. Like, there's always a coin store somewhere around here, so you know.
Yeah. Just remember, you can't own more than $10,000 in gold because fuck the government.
Oh, you're right. Well, here's the thing: if you can't own more than $10,000, do you have to like start at a certain price because it'll eventually go over $10,000?
I'm not sure how that works.
Because I know
concerning, isn't it?
Well, I mean, like gold and silver, they do go up and sometimes down in value. So I imagine that, like, let's say you own one that's like $8,000. This magically a year later, it's like worth $10,000. Do you have to get rid of some of it so you're still under $10,000?
I think that depends on if the government knows you have it or not.
Oh, fair enough. Internet Zen Master for 10. Double Squid Girls. Also, sorry I'm late. Was painting minis and missed the start of the stream. That's completely fine. That is completely fine. You don't consider yourself a squid, though, do you?
I am a Cthulhu corn.
There you go.
But I do have squid-like qualities.
Yes, pretty much. I think it's pretty cool, though. Cthulhu corn. What is a Cthulhu corn? Is it just like a spawn of Cthulhu?
Yeah, it's the unholy mating of Cthulhu and a narwhal.
On a narwhal. Okay, I was gonna say if it was a unicorn, I would feel pretty bad for that horse. Oh.
No. This is just your random sea unicorn who happened to catch Cthulhu while he was briefly awake.
That's fair. That when he was awake. Oh.
Yeah,
oh goodness. I can only imagine what would happen when he's deep asleep still. Oh gosh, that reminds me. Did you ever watch JonTron?
A little.
A little. Okay. So he reviewed a movie once where like it was like a religious movie based off of the evils of D&D. And like Cthulhu was the main bad guy of the movie. It was amazing.
Oh my God, that sounds like a great movie.
Here,
I'll see this movie now.
I'll send it to you later, like the name of the movie. Well, actually, here, let me see if I can find it right now. I think it's called yeah, it's called Dark Dungeons. Yes.
Yeah.
It's great.
I will have to.
It's fantastic. And I think the Cthulhu's only in it for like 10 seconds or maybe a minute, but like the whole movie is just like, it's supposed to make fun of this guy. Oh, thank you for the 5.
At Chimpius Universe discovered Mom has milkers and gave $4.99. I like Candace, but lately she definitely been on the WTF side of things.
I agree. We'll get into that. But anyway, so like it literally kind of just, it's a parody of this guy that made these like little religious comics that are telling people the evils of the world. One of his comics was just about D&D, and they're like, you know what, we're gonna make this into a movie.
Why am I not so
Okay. The comic literally has 2 normal college girl students that become like wizards, and one of them like becomes like an actual wizard and uses her wizarding powers to get good grades in school. But then when her character dies in D&D, she ends up committing because she didn't want to live without her D&D character.
Oh my God, seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That wasn't a parody? It feels like a parody.
That doesn't surprise me either, but still.
Then JonTron did do a video on it. That's how I learned about it. It's a great movie. I watched it once. That is a movie night. I'm gonna be real with you, Chad. That has to be a movie night.
I may have to steal the same thing for my server because they've been saying we need a movie night, and I'm like, okay. You know what? I'm gonna torture you with this. I
sent you the JonTron video, and then you can find the movie. I don't know where you can like rent or watch the movie at your leisure, but I'm sure there's there's a website or archive place for it.
I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
Here, chat's getting confused. Here, chat. Let me bring it up for you. Darkest Dungeon, all right? Dark Dungeon, excuse me. Darkest Dungeon is a video game, a really good video game. Dark Dungeons is a movie where they wanted to portray Dungeons and Dragons and the evils of Dungeons and Dragons. It's absolutely fantastic. Anyway. Getting back on topic, the last thing I kind of want to talk about is kind of small. And this is really just kind of like general VTuber news. And this is something that like if you don't follow the entire thing, I would not be surprised, because it is kind of just like you have to follow little bits and pieces of drama in order to see how everything kind of adds up. So this crocodile VTuber that just debuted is Jaden Animations. And the way we know that is, number one, the voice is literally Jaden Animations. But before she even debuted, everybody knew that she was Jaden Animations, and everybody had the understanding that that's who this was going to be. And the way that they knew that is because there was a couple things. Number one, Jaden Animations did streams with the other girls that were part of this little group that they put together, the Beasties. And the brief TLDR of the Beasties is it was supposed to be a gen in VShojo before VShojo lost all of their money and decided that they were just going to fall apart. So this was eventually going to become a group, and Jaden Animations was going to join VShojo. Yeah, that's like, when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, you're like, whoa, that is crazy.
Yeah.
One guy did a crazy amount of quote unquote investigation work in order to prove that it was her, but basically it boiled down to Jaden Animations did a collab with all of these people, and then she also follows all these people, and then the account, this crocodile girl account, literally just like follows all of Jane Animation's friends and all of the people that are around her. So it's just like, it's Jane Animations, and it even sounds like Jane Animations. And again, it's one of those things where a lot of some people were like, how the heck do you know that this is or isn't? And it's just like, well, because it is.
Sometimes you just know.
Sometimes you just know. Yeah. This is where Jane Animations is supposed to join VShojo. Yes, people are very, and again, they're never going to confirm it or talk about it, probably because they can't, or maybe because it's not interesting or worth talking about. But Jane Animations was supposed to join VShojo, and the way it kind of worked, and the deduction that people came to, is when it came to VShojo, they had another arc of girls that were supposed to join, and one of those, I believe, was supposed to include Mint, who is very popular. And what they were planning on doing is having a bunch of small people come in, and then having one big person, and the big person was supposed to like bring them up. And that's kind of how it works with some of these, is you get you have one or two very popular people in a gen of VTubers, and they kind of like help bring all of the other people up with them, basically. And that was what they were going to do. Is Jane a weeb? I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm going to be honest with you. Is she going to crash out about Christianity again? Did she crash out about Christianity? I mean, she's friends with, fucking, what's his name? I can't remember his name. But she's friends with somebody that I know is like at least a little bit anti-Christian. But so, you know, I don't know. Maybe me not. She's part of the artist community though, and you know, the artist community is a little much.
It's one way to put it for sure.
Indeed. I don't know. It's just a Jay Schlatt. No, it is not Jay Schlatt. Jay Schlatt is all right. She's clearly friends with Nux. Oh yeah. Do you know the history behind Nuxtaku and Jane Animations?
No, I don't. I have to be honest about that.
So it's very brief, very one-sided. There was a period of time, and a lot of women would say this is creepy, and I kind of agree. There was a time when he put her in all of his thumbnails and talked about her a lot, basically like being kind of weird about her, and it was very obvious that he liked her, basically. And then he just magically stopped after a while, but there was never any reciprocation.
I mean, to be fair, when you're talking about somebody and they don't even talk about you, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, we are going to get started on the main topic here. However, I have to take 2 minutes and use the restroom before we get started. I drank a lot of water before we started, and I need to use the restroom. So, are you okay sitting here and talking to chat while I use the restroom? Oh, sure.
All right. When I get back, chat, we're going to get started on the main thing of the evening, Candace Owens, and just how crazy she is choosing to be. And no, I don't think it's the dinosaur's fault. So I'll be right back. 2 minutes.
I don't think it's the dinosaur's fault.
Definitely not the dinosaur's fault.
Well, that's good to know. I would hate to blame dinosaurs for things they didn't do. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know anything about the Jaden stuff, so clearly just for clout. I don't really watch much. Oh my god! Now all of a sudden I can't talk. Hello, Zamaru. Zimamaru? Did I get that right? And now everybody's quiet. Jesus Christ! You guys are gonna make me talk my thoughts, aren't you? Feral Gaming Zero. Hello. Blame the dinosaurs as Grug intended. Now, if you were Grug, I would totally blame the dinosaurs, but you're not Grug. I mean, the dinosaurs have been dead forever. What, did she grind them up and sniff them? What was the name of H.P. Lovecraft's cat? I would have to have my husband here to say that. Dinosaur descendants are delicious, especially as nuggets. Sure, my name is made up. There's no right way to say it. Interesting fact. Same thing is true of Cthulhu, but that's kind of a different conversation, I guess. Normies will become VTuber fans over time. I was one of the normies trying to keep VTubers from Halo back in 2021. Were they like, how were they invading Halo? Just they were playing it and that bothered you? How did that go? Everyone calls me Feral. It's easier and it sounds better. Well, you know, I just like to say somebody's name the first time. At least until they tell me differently. Veg 900 with a hairline. Interesting emote. What are you got on? How much Cthulhu did you consume to become the squid being? I didn't consume any. You see, I was born this way, much like the Lady Gaga song.
Oh, good.
Goes,
You didn't run away. They
way.
didn't scare you.
Oh. Are you kidding me? They were perfectly nice.
Oh, good. Good. Good.
We had some interesting conversations about Halo and other things.
Oh, do you like Halo?
Narwhals are awesome atoms. Yes. Huh? Oh, no.
No?
I don't dislike. Okay, let me put it this
Fair.
way. I don't dislike Halo. It's not a game I really played.
Uh-huh.
So,
No, that's fair.
you know,
We didn't say
I have
slurs.
played The Sinking
Good.
City, and it's a fantastic game.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. I would agree.
Yeah, but it's just, again, it's one of those shooters, and I was just never into those shooters.
Mm-hmm. That's
So,
fair. That's fair.
did the narwhal consent? I can neither confirm nor deny.
You wouldn't know. They were gone once you got here.
I was not given that information. It's not like my father was particularly involved. He was, after all, asleep.
Indeed.
We are looking quite authoritarian, aren't we?
Yeah, just a little bit. Sorry, I'm like, look, I'm so upset with the new YouTube overlay. It's just so confusing.
It's awful.
Like the way that I chat, I can't. Well, maybe I can. Let's see here. The old way of doing it was so much nicer because it would show you things in a much more concise way. Now that it's I hate it. I just kind of hate it. They moved things. They moved like the stuff that I found useful to another thing, and I don't like it.
I told you they did it just to fuck with us, and it's working.
And it is working for sure. It is working for sure. Anyway. Hello, Kevin, in the chat, by the way. I hope you're doing good. We're going to start talking about Civil War.
It's war, we tell you.
I have to ask, and you don't have to reveal your personal politics if you don't want to. Have you at any point ever followed Candace Owens, Tim Pool, Crowder, any of those individuals, or watched their content?
Define follow. Okay, let me put it this way.
At
I
one
once
point
followed
subscribed
Crowder
or listened
because
to them.
I thought he was funny.
Okay.
I thought he was a comedian. And then I stopped following because he was no longer very comedian-like.
Okay.
And I lost interest. As for Candace and Tim Pool, the only thing I really hear about them is when they start doing stupid stuff. So I can't say I've followed them.
Okay.
Like, to actually learn from them or anything.
Stupid like what?
Well, like just about any time they get into some kind of dumb drama or something, there's always the fun stuff. Or there was some stuff with like, you're asking me to remember things I can barely remember.
No, that's fair. Just do your. Listen, I've got at least one thing for Candace Owens and one thing for Tim Pool that is their pasts that I find extremely funny that I want chat to look at and remember. But I just wanted to know what your knowledge was before I started explaining, because I hate explaining things to people that already know it. Basically, I feel like an asshole.
Oh, I'm usually good if people explain things to me I already know. I just nod and pretend like I didn't know.
Fair enough.
But so with Tim Pool, I was on a podcast a couple years back, and we had Adam Krigler on a few times.
Oh, congrats! That's kind of cool.
Post having gotten off of Tim's show. So I've got a few interesting. I learned a few interesting things from that point of view.
Yeah.
I also am friends with Quarter Black Garrett. And he was on Crowder's show.
Oh, he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy.
I love Garrett. He is so sweet. He was at my wedding.
That's kind of cool.
Possibly one of the nicest guys I've ever had the opportunity to meet. And
I was really shocked when he left Crowder, honestly.
Yeah. But so there's a few more things from that perspective. And as for Candace, the only time I really spent too much time with her was when a friend of mine and I had a show talking about animals.
Okay.
And we went off about her take on pit bulls.
What was her take on pit bulls?
She thinks they should all be killed.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So that was about, and my friend has a pit bull, to be entirely frank. So that was even better, honestly. But yeah, so that's about my whole experience with them overall. Except for, I'll hear little things or I'll see something on Twitter, but because I'm not actively paying attention, they don't stick.
That's
fair.
What I mean? That's fair. Okay. Well, okay, so I'll give you like my understanding for it, because as somebody who considers themselves center, sometimes leaning right, sometimes leaning left, depending on what people choose to say when they try to get elected, I've followed a lot of these people on and off, depending on the interest. I think for me, I was off and on with people like Tim Pool and the Quartering, who is another individual that I kind of just like laughing at sometimes nowadays. But I followed them off and on because, like, sometimes it was just like, oh, I like to listen and see about like what the stuff is going on. But like within the last couple of years, I've noticed that the problem I have with a lot of these people is they're really good with one thing, and that is to complain about things. They're not really good at actually like changing things and making things better. It's actually the biggest reason why I don't like listening to people like the Quartering or like Tim Pool now, because like they just know how to get up on the screen and complain. Sometimes they'll say things where it's just like, I agree with that. The government's kind of stupid for that, or that's kind of dumb. But like for the most part, I became disenfranchised with a lot of these people because I can't like stay in a state of always feeling like the world is dying, because let's be real. Yeah. A lot of the world does suck right now. There's a lot of things that really do need improvements. However, if all you do is stay plugged into the negativity, it just makes it feel like it sucks, Well,
it develops, honestly, I fully believe that it causes problems with our endocrine system. It keeps you hyped up on adrenaline so much that you can't relax.
No, 100%.
That's why it's so important to step away from that shit.
100%. Thank you for tipping the landlords.
The landlords have been tipped $10 by at Internet's Master 8952 a Hassan Disrespecter. NGL Tim Pool's quality went to shite ever since he started a full-on podcasting show. As for Candace, the grifting 304 should be looking for Dino Bones to blame DA Jews or Egypt or the French.
I have to ask, do you know where the landlord clip comes from?
I have no idea.
Okay, so do you know... Here, let me... You remember my Jewish Rabbi Bill Clinton clip from the Game Awards?
Yeah, I remember that.
So this kid right here, Matan, he is kind of just like a troll / media influencer. I think he kind of got his start by doing the Rabbi Bill Clinton meme. And he kind of just goes around and he's a bit of a shit. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying that's kind of what he does sometimes. Funny enough, here, I'm going to hide the screen chat so that I can like, he got Tim Pool to take his hat off.
Seriously?
Yes, he got Tim Pool to. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful.
Holy
He got Tim Pool to take his hat off.
Wow, I didn't anticipate there was that little under there.
This was this year, by the way.
Wow, how did I miss this?
You know, this is why he wears the beanie.
To be fair, he should. He either needs to shave the rest of that off, just call it good, and go full Bruce Willis, because he's got the head shape for it. I mean, he'd be okay if he just shaved off the rest of the hair. But Jesus Christ, man. Either put the beanie back on or get rid of the rest of the hair. He's only got the two choices.
Yeah. So the reason why that clip exists is this. So this is Matan, okay, and he is trolling Hassan Piker. Hassan Piker's at the so this was earlier, I think it was this year or last year, where Hassan was at the strike, the Hollywood strikes. If you remember the Hollywood strikes.
Yeah, the SAG-AFTRA.
Yeah, this was the SAG-AFTRA strikes, and Hassan was there trying to like lend his support, and this kid literally comes up with a sign that says "We love landlords" on it, and showing it in Hassan's face and like basically crashing his stream. It is, in my personal opinion, one of the best troll clips I have ever seen in the entire world. Just like literally coming up and saying, "We love landlords. We're here for the landlords. We're here to advocate. We don't like people that don't like landlords." And there's just like a solid.
Fantastic.
It not only is it fantastic, but there's just like a solid 10 seconds, which is where I pulled the clip from, where he is walking around with his friends just screaming landlords. It is beautiful. I love it.
I like that kid even more now.
It's amazing. Absolutely fucking amazing. And again, I don't know how he did it. He got Tim Pool to take his hat off.
How do you? Yeah, that kid's got some charisma. Holy shit.
I think he's actually also Jewish. Like legitimately, I think he's Jewish.
Well, that could have something to do with it too. I don't know. Some kind of hat removing Jew magic I don't know about.
Oh, yeah, no. I think he also said, "Down with unions, we love landlords." Yeah, there's literally like just saying he hates unions and he loves landlords. At the SAG-AFTRA strike, it was amazing.
That's the perfect place to say that kind of stuff too. I'm surprised he came out alive.
Well, he's like trolling Hassan Piker, and Hassan Piker's not going to punch a kid or.
Oh yeah.
So
he's not on camera.
No, it's true. Kind of
Give him
based.
a shot collar though. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Those are old jokes now.
Oh fuck. Hat removing Jew magic. Yes, literally hat removing Jew magic. So, but that's like this. That is the reason behind why I have literally, if you donate a 10, I literally just have you have fed the landlords and you are disrespecting Hassan Piker. I legitimately bought like. So I have the Yippies as kind of like my my little guys, and I bought a Yippie with his hair, and I have he's just got a sign. Here, let me see if I'll send it to you. But he's literally just got a sign that says landlords on it. It's absolutely amazing.
Oh, that's great.
Yip edits. No, don't. I might just have to send you the regular one because I can't remember where I put the. I can't remember where I put the edit where it just adds the thing there, but this is the Matan Yippee, and he just wants to reiterate, we love landlords. We love landlords.
That one's so cute.
We love landlords. Oh, it's perfect.
Landlords are good.
Indeed.
Yes.
Only Jews can keep their hats on forever. Tim Pool appropriated the culture. Oh, chat, come on now. That's anyway. Oh fuck. Okay. So anyway, rolling it back. Rolling it back to Candace Owens here, because we're talking about her first. Okay. So Candace Owens. All right. me pull up a picture of her. And chat, there's a reason why I'm using Wikipedia. All right, there is a reason, because this is the only place I could find what we're about to talk about. All right, this is Candace Owens, chat. She is a black conservative that used to work for the Daily Wire. In fact, most people in this chat, press 1 if the Daily Wire was the first time you actually learned of her existence. Because I am sure for a lot of more modern conservatives that like knew of Candace Owens, they only knew of her from her time that she spent at the Daily Wire. And you can press 2 if you knew of her before the fact. But I'm interested to see who knew of her before or after. Because I think I asked you and you said you didn't really know a whole lot about her, period.
Yeah, I knew about her actually I knew about her when she was working with the Uyghur Institute. And then she moved to whatever the other thing was.
Daily Wire?
You just said that one, yes.
Yeah. No, yeah. So.
And then she went crazy, yeah.
Fair. Well, okay. I'm going to be completely real with you. She's always been crazy. She has always been insane, in my personal opinion. And the thing that I wanted to bring up here that I want chat to hear is that, chat, she was important during Gamergate.
Oh my God,
chat's like throwing it out there right now, but
yeah, they can't wait for you to get the information. They need to get it out there
that
now.
sometimes happens.
When she did that social autopsy website and how it blew up with Gamergate involving her.
Yeah, so chat, during Gamergate, the eternal war with gamers and journalists, Candace Owens used to be more left-leaning, or I don't know if it was more center or just left-leaning, but she wanted to start, all right, here, as it says right here, she launched a website in 2016 called Social Autopsy. The intent of the website was to dox internet bullies by tracking their footprint. And like she did a whole crowdfunder, a Kickstarter for this whole thing, and it never really happened. Like, I don't know if the website itself actually existed, but like it never stuck. Like it completely it completely died immediately. Okay, and this is kind of what like flung her into the far right, or just like the right in general, because she found out the people that hated her the most for doing that kind of shit was the far left, and was the people that she was trying to protect with her website.
That's so funny.
So, as it says here, Owens blamed the dox, because she got doxed, basically. What happened is she wanted to start this website where you dox bad people. In return, she gets doxed. And she thinks that the people that did it was other progressive individuals. And following that, she gets the support of Milo Yiannopoulos, which is the last guy that you want the support of, and Mike Cernovich. And she basically went full conservatism after that, basically.
I suppose the fact that she was friends with Milo should have been a big tip off to the fact she was insane.
Well, I mean, like, I think it should at the very least speak to the idea that she wasn't that smart. Because now, to be fair, there were a lot of people that were friends with Milo Yiannopoulos back in the day, but that was probably just because it was opportunistic to be friends with Milo Yiannopoulos just a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Nowadays, I think a lot of people look back and say, shit, I hope he doesn't have anything on that hard drive he says he owns.
Was I there that time? Was he there that time?
Oh, fuck. But so, her journey through conservatism has been quite interesting. Like you said, she did some Prager stuff. She got into the Daily Wire for quite a few years. And I think that her being in the Daily Wire is really where she got literally her most exposure. And during her time at the Daily Wire, a lot of crazy stuff happened, included like backing Kanye West during his anti-Semitic movement that he did.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening, again, I'm just mostly rephrasing this for chat. What ended up happening is October 7th happened. Not Dogtober 7th, October 7th. All right, there's two separate instances. Thank you for the feeding the landlords. I appreciate that.
The landlords have been.
You gotta donate $10.70 for the special thing, chat.
By our internet and masturbating
Appreciate
950
that.
to a Hassan disrespecter. Oh yeah, I was in the GG trenches back then. Candace was left-leaning back then. Both sides of the Gamergate controversy hated IT. Also, this was trolling Milo, not current batshit crazy
Fair
Milo.
enough. Fair. Either way.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Either way, he's still kind of batshit insane. But what ends up?
A little crazy.
Oh well, honey, I think he was always just a little bit insane. I think the question that you have to ask nowadays is him trying to be straight and celibate saner than him back when he was openly gay?
I don't know. It seems to give him a lot of excess energy to be silly.
Fair enough. 1070 should be 1007. No, chat, it is 1070. So I have a special like October 7th. Not for Gaza, but for Hassan Piker. If someone does specifically 1070, nobody's done it yet. But if somebody does it, it's a very special sound effect. But anyway. So what ends up happening is after October 7th, Candace Owens gets very, as you might say, anti-Semitic. Talking about her problems with Jewish people. That's a nice way to say it. That obviously conflicts with her job at the Daily Wire, because the Daily Wire is in part owned by one of the biggest Jews in America. Oh no!
Oh, here we go.
At Internet and Masturbating 952 tipped $10.70 saving the UPs. Ask and ye shall receive.
There you go, chat. I hope you enjoyed that. Did you hear that?
It was just a little too quiet. I saw the confetti go off in the chat, though.
Oh, I need to up it. It is basically, so when Hassan had a crash out, like literally 10 seconds before a crash out, he like makes a noise sounding like he was just finishing. And I was like,
oh God.
Yeah, that's what it just was. Like he's like so what happens is he's reading a chatter, a 6-month-old chatter that's like been subscribed to him. So it's a fan. And like he's talking about white only communities. And then the chatter says basically that he doesn't know what he's talking about and he's a white supremacist. And what ends up happening is he's like so upset like this. He just like leans his head back and like groans, but the groan literally sounds like he's moaning. And
probably was.
And then he just like starts screaming, "It's because I'm a white supremacist. You caught me. I'm a white supremacist." Crash out was funny. It was a beautiful. I have a previous stream on it, chat, if you want to see that crash out. But anyway, going back to Candace Owens. So October 7th happens. She starts to get extremely anti-Semitic, and that's a problem with where she works. And eventually what happens is she leaves the Daily Wire, is fired from the Daily Wire. I can't remember which. I don't really care. But she leaves the Daily Wire to go do her own thing. And ever since then, she's kind of just been attacking Ben Shapiro whenever there's an opportunity to attack Ben Shapiro. And she's been really crazy, in my personal opinion, which is kind of sad, because she is married to a man that she loves and has kids. And
those poor kids.
I can't like imagine the bullying that's going to happen to those kids when they're in school and they get shown clips of their mom screaming on the internet about dinosaurs and Jews.
Oh God.
I'm gonna be real with you. I know. I can't imagine that.
Hopefully they're homeschooled.
That would probably be the best for them. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
But so like, and she's insanely popular. Like the stream that we're going to I'm going to show off today, we're not going to watch the whole thing. We're going to watch just enough of it to kind of get the point across. But like the stream that I want to show today, and here I need to move this. I'm gonna move that right there. The stream that I'm going to show today that was 2 days old. Look at that view count. This is 2 days old. She is 2 million views on a live stream, not like a video, a live stream. I have never seen somebody get 2 million views on a live stream, much less like.
I didn't know that was possible.
Like I watch a lot of Hollow Live. Well, I watch Moi Calliope from Hollow Live, and she oftentimes, gets 10 to 20,000 views on a stream, or even 50 if it's a big stream. I have never, ever seen somebody get like over 1 million views on a live stream. That is
2 million. Jesus.
Exactly. Don't forget how the president. Oh, that's right. That the other thing. She had like a moment where she was claiming that the French people were out to get her because she is claiming that the French government's like the wife of the guy that's in French government is actually a man, and she is like,
I've seen that stuff.
yeah, she's like been going on a tirade saying how the Macron person is secretly a man and that they are lying to the public about how they are a woman, and they're like, just show me your baby pictures. Just show me your baby pictures and it'll be all over. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
That is so weird.
Oh, didn't PewDiePie get 1 million on a live stream? It's a good question. You know, I could be wrong, but I've never seen somebody have a live stream this big before. So
If anyone did, I would say he would.
yeah, I would say that he would as well. Did you hear that he's basically done with YouTube? He's like going to continue kind of doing it, but like he's done playing video games.
Yeah, he's just gonna go be a dad and win at life.
Yep. I kind of like that because he started getting into AI or just like doing his own AI. And I eventually would like to make a model myself with a cluster of computers I want to build. But it's kind of funny.
Cool.
It's kind of funny to hear him say that he like pitted the AIs against each other to see who got the best answer. That's kind of cool. Oh, the start of Owens.
Competition among AI.
Oh, pretty much. That would be really funny. The start of Owens' downfall was when Crowder outed the Daily Wire contract, and she realized in real time they snubbed her in terms of money making. I would probably agree with that as well. Did you hear about that? Do you know very much? Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw a whole bunch of that.
After this, we'll talk about it for a moment.
The landlords have been tipped $20 by
Thank you for feeding the landlords. We appreciate it. Landlords need feeding.
Not sure what's worse.
very much.
Her kids seeing the clips of her blaming the Jews for burying dinosaur bones to follow Christians believing in evolution, or seeing clips of the cackling madman Jew like Nux reacting to her insanity.
I don't have a clip of Nux laughing at that. I'm not the biggest fan of Nux Taku, but I would definitely watch that.
He's got a unique laugh, that's for sure.
He definitely does. No, I do believe that, like, once she because like what ended up happening with the Crowder stuff, chat, just as a brief recap, Steven Crowder at one point was offered to come onto the Daily Wire, and he found out that the contract with them was extremely predatory, and instead of like just bowing out saying no, he decided to out the contract and talk about how evil like conservatism shows basically are. And then he was basically like, follow me to my own platform. And I'm going to be real with you. That was like, not a lot of people can grow from drama. I legitimately think that drama is a poor way to make a sustainable living. Crowder kind of did it, basically. He basically said, all of these people are evil. All of these people have bad shows. Follow me to greatness. And then he like went over to Rumble, and I don't follow him anymore because again, I'm not really interested in a lot of his lack of comedy, but as far as I know, he's doing decently well on Rumble, just on Rumble.
Yeah, as far as I know, he is. I haven't paid a lot of attention, like I said earlier.
Yeah, I pretty much. Mug Club, man. I considered at one point getting one of his mugs just to say I had one. I don't have one. I'm going to be real with you.
I think we had one, and my husband broke it.
Oh, no. It's a U.S. mug.
I might still have one. Actually, I take that back. So we had 2 Daily Wire cups.
Mm-hmm. The Tears one?
Yeah, the liberal Tears one. And
I kind of wanted one of those, too.
But my mother and my husband both got one by accident.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think, he broke the Daily Wire, the Daily Wire cup.
No, chat, no!
Oh, God, I heard it that time. Jesus Christ.
I need to turn it up. I'm going to turn it up.
If you want a more balanced picture of the
that's
Civil
not.
War, I suggest looking into Dave Smith, Libertarian, Robert Barnes, Right Populist, Rich Barish, Polling, Jimmy Dore, Left Populist, etc.
I would say so.
Yeah,
I would say so. Chat, listen, the only reason why I decided to call this Civil War, do you know how often Tim Pool says that Civil War is coming?
Oh my God, every other week.
Let's see here. So I actually, well, I'll show this again. I decided to look up just for Twitter all of the times that Tim Pool says that Civil War is coming. All right, these are all of his tweets where he mentions specifically the words Civil War. All right, this goes back to 2019, by the way. Like 2019 is the oldest version of him saying Civil War is coming. It just keeps going and going and going and going. It's a little bit shorter than I expected. I expected it to be longer than this, but it just keeps going and going.
Damn.
And this is the oldest version of him saying that Civil War is coming. I don't even know. Yeah, the tweet where that it came from is not there anymore. But like ever since January 19th, 2019, all right? It's let's see here. That's like almost 7 years old at this point. Tim Pool was saying Civil War is coming. Okay, some people are saying it's as back as 2016. It probably is. It very much so is. But like he has been. This is like what, January 22nd, 2019. Yup, that's it. Civil War.
Oh my god.
If you were curious, chat, this is why Civil War. I love this. Civil War when? What was Grums even saying? Okay, it's gone.
Who knows?
Civil War. The American left is in a state of civil war. Axios suggesting civil war. Let's talk about civil war.
Oh my god.
That's why, chat, by the way, that we chose to do that.
As recently as November 27th. Holy shit.
Yeah, the most recent one is November 27th, where he mentions if Donald Trump, Pete Hegseth, and the DOJ do not go after people that are putting up these messages, that this is the biggest, most impactful escalation towards civil war we have seen in our generation. He says we're in civil
I'm not going to
strife.
Civil War over billboard. I'm just saying.
It's his favorite thing to say, chat.
Oh my god.
It's his Roman Empire. It's possible. It's possible. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we are going to watch not the entirety of this stream, all right? We are not going to watch the entirety of this stream. It's over an hour long. I'm already going to have it on 1.25 or 1.5 speed just so that it's not completely slow, because Candace does speak slow.
So many of them do. It's insane.
I think it's specifically to pad out the time. I'm going to be real with you. But we're going to listen to some of it. We're going to talk about a little bit of it. And it is... This is all I got for Candace Owens, by the way. I have a little bit more for Tim Pool. Because Tim Pool... The stuff with Tim Pool that recently happened with him is very interesting to talk about. And I definitely want to talk about it. But, like... This is what... So, okay. To give a preamble to this. Because I think you told me that you kind of know what Candace Owens has been talking about recently.
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
I've caught it.
Yeah.
Bits and pieces over.
So to give people a brief understanding, Charlie Kirk passes away due to an assassination. A lot of people are wanting to figure out, one, who is, if there is more responsibility than meets the eye, and two, who is involved in all of that, because a lot of people think that there's more than meets the eye. Thank you for feeding the landlords again. I need to add a second $10
The
one.
landlords have been tipped
Eventually.
$10 by @InternetZenMaster8952 a Hassan disrespecter. Tim Pool says Civil War. Basically every other video now? And I'm being generous. He started saying it in 2016, but it became his shtick. To his credit, he's self-aware of how ridiculous it sounds.
I don't think he is. If he's saying it as recently as like 20 days ago. Anyway, thank you for the 10. I appreciate it. So again, like I said, Charlie Kirk is unfortunately assassinated. A lot of people want to figure out the truth. My personal opinion when it comes to all of this is there's a lot of gobbledygook out there that I feel like is trying to distract from the fact that a conservative guy on the right that said some things I might have agreed with and said some other things I might have disagreed with has been assassinated. That, like, bar none, that is like one of the scariest things you can think of in terms of like political assassination. And unfortunately, unfortunately, again, even though we don't have all the answers, and I'm going to be honest, maybe we won't get all of the answers. Probably just because the government is going to decide that they don't want to give all of the answers. But unfortunately, a lot of people are just like trying to poke at little threads and little things. And it's just like, it's interesting. And I'm not going to say like it's improper to want to know more things, but I feel like at some point it evolves from wanting to learn the truth to becoming a full-blown circus, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I feel like, unfortunately, that's just kind of what's going on right now with Candace Owens, where she is trying to dig in there and do all of these things. And the video that we're listening to, I did listen to most of it. I do think that there are some criticisms that she says that I could probably agree with. Thank you for being a member for 6 months. I appreciate that. Like, there's some criticisms that like, if we get to them about Erica Kirk, that I might be able to agree with. But like, I feel like with how inflammatory she's being and how like disrespectful she's being, the only people, and granted, there are a lot of people, again, 2 million views on her live stream. She has 5 million subscribers. So there are people that are listening to her, and there are people that are paying attention to it. But I feel like, unfortunately, like it's just non-productive, in my personal opinion. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this?
You know, I haven't listened to it fully all the way through, so I have to say I don't have a lot of thoughts. Most of it just sounds crazy to me.
Fair. They both invoke Charlie Kirk like the left did with St. George Floyd.
Kind of feels that way sometimes.
Yeah, because, like, again, to the normal person, it is definitely terrifying to say that a Christian conservative, anti-gay, mostly anti-LGBTQ guy that went out and did stuff, he died. And that's very terrifying to a lot of people. And there is definitely a conversation to say, where are we in the state of America where somebody can just choose to go and do that? Like there is a lot missing and a lot wrong to where people go ahead and go out and do that. Like, we can definitely agree with that.
It's like, you can say whatever you want about Charlie or feel however you want about whatever he said. But in the end, all he did was talk. He didn't actually do anything. He didn't attack anybody physically. He didn't actually harm anybody. He just talked to other kids, to kids. And in colleges, he didn't do anything. So to see someone like that who didn't actually do anything killed, it's going to freak people out.
No, for sure. And again, I think there's a dialogue that should be started and talked about. And I think people should have a concern where it's just like, if this is the point where some people are getting, there needs to be some real back. I think that is definitely a good conversation to have. Candace is taking it an extra step further by trying to just figure out who was involved and who was involved with who was involved. And that's why it's just like, oh.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. We're going to get started here, chat. I will have the music on in the background just because I'm trying to turn it down as much as I can. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't have a really good volume filter for its UI, so we're doing the best we can. By the way, love White Bat Audio. Great music. And we'll get started.
Okay, you guys. Now, I wasn't sure about Erica. I was waiting, kind of a situation.
And by the way, if you want me to pause the video at any point to talk about something, just let me know and we'll pause.
Will do.
Being obviously having lost her husband, becoming the CEO and the chairman of a company. It's just a lot of transition, and it's nice to wait for more information before you prejudge or just assume, make an assumption about somebody and maybe it's not based in reality. Well, we are getting a lot more of Erica Kirk this week. I'll tell you that because she has been doing the rounds in the media really over the last couple of weeks, and she just gave an interview live with Harris Faulkner on Fox News where she finally addressed the quote-unquote conspiracy theories. And I have to say this because it's true.
She has to put up her fingers because it's just like, oh, quote-unquote conspiracy theories. Woman, that's literally the definition.
Yeah, all right.
But it completely missed the mark. For me, I am sorry, it just has. But the good news is that she is now unmurkying the water in terms of her intentions with this massive political organization. that's good news, truly, because we knew Charlie, and now we are getting an opportunity to know Erica. Plus, later on in the show, it's Knives Out for Tucker Carlson. As always, he's trending right now because he has officially waded into the who killed Charlie Kirk narrative. And since he is not a bought and paid for Fed, he is siding with not just the American people.
I'm sorry.
What?
Okay, I did listen to enough of this to know that fucking Tucker Carlson came out himself and he didn't directly like support or regurgitate what she has said.
Mm-hmm.
What Tucker Carlson basically said was, you shouldn't trust the government. And that's an okay thing to say. And he's like, because he's like, if you just trust the government that they're going to do this right, there's a problem. And I agree.
Yeah.
But that's not what Candace Owens is doing.
I completely agree with that. No.
Yeah. So...
Everybody's paid with some money. It just depends on where it's coming from.
Yeah.
He's not buying the official narrative, and there are some lingering questions. And he confirms what I told you about the Egyptian planes. So let's jump.
Oh yeah, there's Egyptian planes chat.
Oh my God, Egyptian planes too?
As somebody that doesn't listen to this woman every single day, you just have to imagine. Because I know the context of what she's talking about here, but like, let's just say, chat, okay? Your first stream, listening to Candace Owens on the Candace show. And she just like says, and by the way, Egyptian planes. And I'm just, you must be sitting there thinking like, what? Am I supposed to be worried about Egyptians?
I mean, the first thing that would catch me is, of course, the bought and paid for Fed comment. I'm like, that's kind of out of the blue with no context. You're like, who else is a bought and paid for Fed? Or who is a bought and paid for Fed then? And then, yeah, Egyptian planes. You're throwing a lot at me all at once here, and we're not even what?
We're like a minute 35 in here.
Yeah, we're not even 2 full minutes in, and I'm already kind of questioning my sanity for being here.
Oh, yes.
Back into this. Welcome back to Candace.
Well, of course she is. Okay.
That's just okay. Is that just like a clip reel of her life? That's interesting. I mean, I'm not gonna knock on it, but
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it tells me a lot about her, but
yeah, you think so?
well, you know, if the one thing you kind of on a political show, if the thing that you show at the beginning of your show is all about you, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh goodness,
yeah, I mean,
that's
it
funny.
tells me what's going on.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Look, I have been very patient. I do tend to focus on the evidence.
I'm gonna be honest. She does not sound like she's been very patient. I'm gonna be real.
No.
In front of us,
Yeah, I'm
obviously
not sure she
asking
knows the
questions.
definition of that word.
Probably not.
When we come up across something that someone has said and it doesn't add up, or if they lied, create a list. And you guys were coming after me because I was saying, look, we can write into our imaginations how Erica is thinking or how she's feeling or what she.
Thank you for the 10.
At least the landlords are making money here.
Indeed.
$15 by at Internet Zen Master 8952 a Hassan disrespecter. The constantly shifting alliances between Candace, Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes is so confusing to watch. Also, Tucker might be bought by Qatar / the highest bidder, but he ain't a glowy. His dad was.
His dad definitely was, yes. He even admits that recently that his dad was.
Damn. I guess nobody would know better than to not be a glowy than the son of a glowy.
Indeed. Indeed, indeed. Oh, goodness. There's a whole stream I could do on Tucker Carlson and how interesting he is to me, but, like, not tonight. Not tonight. Not tonight. Not tonight.
Oh, thank God.
Not tonight.
She should be wearing, but she hasn't actually said anything yet, right? That was my stance. She hasn't actually said anything yet. Give her a chance, okay? And now she's making the rounds in the press because Charlie's book, his posthumous book, is coming out about the Sabbath, and she's speaking about the quote-unquote conspiracies as she sits down with a lot of these news anchors. So first and foremost, she's sitting down here with Harris Faulkner, and I just want to show you a couple of clips from this sit-down, which is now trending. And she begins by addressing the question, which has been in the air, regarding where Charlie Kirk is buried. That question resurfaced this week in a big way.
Okay, this is insane.
Who's asking that?
apparently there is conspiracy theories about where Charlie Kirk is being buried.
Why?
Maybe he's not being buried where they said to. My question is, again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Why does that matter? Does that matter? Like, is there some sort? Is it like some sort of message? I'm confused.
I mean, here's my thought. My husband was shot recently, obviously, and died, and a whole bunch of people. I mean, his funeral became a national event. So am I going to be honest about where he was buried? Am I going to tell the entire world where his resting place is? And honestly, the answer is fuck no, because I don't want everybody and their sister going there and either using it as some kind of pilgrimage place or trying to desecrate it.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah.
Or people on both sides meeting up and then getting into some kind of fight.
No, I agree. It's just like these are questions that you probably don't need to answer for that reason, you know?
Yeah. Why? And anyway, whose business is it?
I guess it's Candace Owens' business.
I guess so. Jesus Christ.
Yiannopoulos and a few others have asserted with absolute certainty that Charlie has not yet been buried. That's what they're saying. They say they have proof of that. And at first, Harris Faulkner is asking about that claim. Take a listen.
Talk to me about this part of the conspiracies that are out there, this disturbing part that people are trying to guess where Charlie is.
Can I have one thing? Can I have one thing? Can my children have one thing? Everything was public. We will be building the most beautiful memorial for my husband at Turning Point USA, and it will be for the world.
Thank you for the fight.
At Rulgar discovered mom has milkers and gave $5. Charlie is alive with Elvis in the Bahamas with JFK.
It's very possible. Very possible.
I can't blame him. I'd be there too.
But no, it's just like, excuse me. Wouldn't you be mad too? Because it's very obvious listening to her right now that she's kind of pissed off hearing that she has to address that. I mean, she probably already knew that she would have to address it because these interviews, they give you the questions beforehand.
Yeah.
But it's just like,
I'd be furious.
yeah. And she's like, can you just give me one thing? And that's not to ask me about my fucking husband's burial.
Yeah.
Thank you for the 5.
At Mercenaries 21 tipped $5 to the lost cause. What if people try to dig up the grave to find out if there's a body in said grave?
Oh my gosh.
That's true. I mean, but like Farrell says, I would have him cremated and put him up on my shelf.
Mm-hmm. I'd say that's
then I
probably
wouldn't have to worry about it.
That's probably the safest thing to do, and probably
Yeah.
well, I don't know. I guess it depends.
I mean, I'm not sure of his specific Christian beliefs, so he could have been one of those ones who thought cremating was bad.
Mm-hmm.
But, at least, he's in a place where people aren't going to be bothering him. And when his kids want to see him, then you don't have to worry about, dealing with anybody else there. There's just so much. And people get so confused. I mean, the parasocial relationships involved in all of this is so disgusting that a grieving woman can't even just not worry about people wanting her husband's dead body.
Mm-hmm.
That is such a terrible thing to have to say.
Well, so what's interesting is Candace kind of has some rebuttals about that because, she'll talk about what she thinks about Erica basically being upset with all of these public questions. I guess I'll put it up to chat and you whether or not you think that it's an appropriate response, but she's got her own response to that criticism of just why are you bothering the grieving woman basically. But yeah, let's continue.
To see, and it will be spectacular, and it will have basically museum style for our Charlie, for my Charlie. But can I have one thing? Can my babies have one thing where we hold it sacred, where my husband is laid to rest, where I don't have to be worried about some secular revolutionary coming and destroying my husband's grave while my daughter is sitting there praying? One thing. This is my husband. Yes, he was Charlie Kirk to the world, and I know so many people love my husband, and I am grateful for that, but this is my husband, and I want to be able to have one thing left that is sacred to our family, to my in-laws, to my babies, and to my parents. One thing.
Okay, so on its face, I actually agree with that. I think
just on its face, she's gonna agree with it.
So what's going to happen is the famous but, and then you just forget everything that she said beforehand because it doesn't actually matter.
Yeah, pretty much.
that when people are being buried and where they're being buried and how their funerals are done, that is very private matter. Okay. So objectively, I agree with what she's saying. Okay. But subjectively, because we are dealing
But subjectively,
with the
What'd I
subject
tell
of Erica Kirk and what transpired immediately following
here, I'm going to go back like 10 seconds here. Okay. She is going to go. Okay. I was like, where is she going to do it? It's here. It's here where it is this. Her response to this is kind of crazy.
done, that is very private matter. Okay. So objectively, I agree with what she's saying. Okay. But subjectively, because we are dealing with the subject of Erica Kirk and what transpired immediately following Charlie's assassination, this is going to be read as Meghan Markle syndrome. Okay. Meghan Markle syndrome, where
What?
You remember Meghan Markle, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
We want to be private, and then they went on their privacy tour. The whole episode from the fucking
Yeah. But this, oh my God. Okay. Give me a second.
No, listen, you can get as mad as you want here.
Holy shit.
There's no slurs. You can get as mad as you want here.
No slurs, but I can still curse, right?
Yeah, you can curse as much as you want.
Okay. I'm not really much of a slur user, but
No, you're good.
what the fuck, lady? What do you? How is saying the only thing I want is my husband's grave to be private anywhere near the same as that bullshit? What the ever love? Jesus Christ!
We'll
I
continue.
think I'm having an aneurysm.
We'll continue because she's gonna continue adding blocks on top of this.
I know she is. That's the problem. This isn't even close to done.
We'll back up 5 seconds and continue.
Okay. All right.
following
Let's
Charlie's
go.
assassination,
I might
this
need a
is
drink.
going to be read as Meghan Markle syndrome. Okay. Meghan Markle syndrome, where you want privacy when you want it, but you want publicity whenever you want it. And that just doesn't work. Okay. It doesn't work that way. I honestly think it was said best by Bethany Frankel, not related to this situation. Bethany Frankel was on Real Housewives, a show, a reality show. And she was referring to one of the housewives who lived her life very publicly.
Now she's gonna bring in Real Housewives as like a comparison here.
Because that means anything.
Showcased her marriage, was buying tons of Louis Vuitton bags, and they had tons of money. And then when the relationship soured, the housewife basically asked the public for privacy. And Bethany was like, no, this isn't how it works. Like, we were riding with you on the way up, we're riding with you on the way out. You don't get to like pick and choose when you want privacy and when you don't want privacy. And subjectively,
I would say if you're going through a nasty divorce and you don't want it to be part of a TV show, if you're a public figure, yes, people are going to try and get into it. But if you're taking yourself out of the now, I don't really know that whole situation about the Real Housewives. I'm going to be completely real with you. I don't watch reality TV. This is my reality TV, and it's way more fun in my personal opinion.
I don't watch cooking shows, so
Cooking shows are pretty good too. But like, if you take yourself out of the public, or you take those aspects out of the public, you're still going to get assholes that ask you questions. But it's fair to say, I really just don't want to deal with this, and I don't want it to be part of the public. Is that fair to say? I don't
That's
know.
absolutely fair to say.
I don't know.
You do get to decide when parts of your life are public and when you want parts of your life to be private. That is exactly how that works.
No, for sure.
You don't just one day become you don't have to become a public personality and then open it's not like you have to invite people into the bathroom to watch your shit
No,
just
no.
because you're a public personality now.
No, for sure.
That's not how this works.
For sure. And I don't understand Candace's line of thinking here. It's just like, if somebody was getting divorced, I wouldn't want that to be public unless the person that's making it, the person wants to make it public, you know?
Yeah.
I just don't see a reason why it should be.
Finds a way to make money off of it.
Sometimes that is what happens, but you know, I think for the most part, it's pretty disgusting, and they don't want it to be public because it's kind of embarrassing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, when that kind of thing happens, I can speak from experience. Getting divorced is an awful, annoying, emotionally draining process.
I can speak from experience as a kid. I agree. As the kid, I can agree.
I can speak from that experience too, but
But anyway, Candace is basically saying that it shouldn't matter because if you make some aspects of your life public, all of it needs to be public and everything needs to be out there.
Her life. Where are her kids? I want to see her. No, you won't. You know what? I'm not going to say that.
No, you bring up a good point. It's just like why can't we? Yeah. I mean, okay.
I mean, yeah. If she's going to say everybody else's life has to be completely transparent and private or public, why not hers? where's the rest of her life?
She's going to say that her kids would be put in danger if she did that. I'm pretty sure she already has. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, she's one of those rules for thee, not for me people. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh goodness! All right, let's continue.
From
Never mind.
At
Go back 5
Internet
seconds.
and Master 8952 sent $5 for more hats. There are not enough Shakespearean insults in the world that I want to use for Mrs. Social Autopsy over here. Let the Kirk family be grieve in peace.
I would agree. I would agree
entirely.
Oh goodness! All right, let's continue.
Pick and choose when you want privacy and when you don't want privacy. And subjectively, as it, in the matter of Erica Kirk, this is the same person who had somebody record her over Charlie Kirk's casket. That was not our business, truly. And I can say that decision was made by her. And there is, some credence to the claim that everybody grieves differently. I wouldn't even record myself over a casket ever, okay? Some people maybe perhaps want to have that memory. But the decision to publish that, you crying over your husband's casket and to publish his dead body on Instagram.
So because we saw the widow with her husband's casket, the whole world should now know where he's buried? Is that
That's exactly. Yes, that is her point. Yes.
How the fuck does that make sense? Is anybody here with a room temperature IQ able to explain that to me? Because that's about the only way you're going to understand that.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
holy God.
It approaches the point where you're like, are we sure that we're talking about the same thing? Because it feels like she's trying to make it like a bigger deal. No, she's literally talking about we want to know where he's buried.
Yeah. That's exactly what's going on here.
It's like, what are you planning to do if you know where he's buried, ma'am?
Yeah. Why do you want to know? Why do you think it's important you know? What is it going to prove to you if you know where he's buried?
Yeah, I'm still not, I don't know what conspiracy this is supposed to fulfill, not knowing or not knowing where he's buried, but it's just...
I mean, unless she's one of those who thinks he's still... Because I've seen people say that they think he's still alive on the internet. I mean...
I have heard that too, yeah.
General far-off conspiracy theory cornies too, but that's a different issue.
Pretty much, yeah.
So if she was one of those, I might get it. I might understand. I still don't think they deserve that information.
At Most Eric's 21
No, 100%.
discovered mom has milkers and gave $5. Yeah, her recording herself crying over the body of her husband is a big red flag for me, and that is something I can't reconcile. It's narcissism to me.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about Erica Kirk, yeah, I really don't understand why you would record yourself over your husband's casket. It is definitely...
There's a lot of things I don't understand here.
Huh?
There's a lot of things I don't understand here.
No, for sure. And I think that is a criticism you can levy towards Erica Kirk, where it's just like, why are you recording yourself over your husband's casket? That is kind of weird.
I mean... For me, and I know a lot of people don't feel the same way, but the giant memorial to him was kind of weird to me. I get why it happened, but the whole thing just felt weird to me, but I deal with grief and everything strangely too, so maybe that's it.
And and it very well could just be that she was in such grief, she wanted to show the world how much she loved him. And that's fair, that's fair. It's just... It gives leeway to crazy people like this. They're going to say that because you recorded yourself saying goodbye to your husband, she deserves to know where he's buried.
Well, and to some degree, I have to wonder how much of that was Erica and how much of that was the giant media machine that came up around his death and funeral, you know? I mean, was she kind of just a participant in it, or did she drive it? That would be... the question I actually have.
No, for sure. Chatter says the question we should be asking is who's profiting from Kirk's death. Owens has been, so who's given her orders? What's her hubby do again? And how about those feds that she works with every day? I'm going to be honest, chat. I'm not very deep into that. I don't know what her husband does, and I don't know about what feds that she talks to. That's some kind of stuff that I didn't think about asking when I was prepping for this today at work. So you would have to you'd have to give it to me. So, but anyway, you are correct that she has been profiting by again, this video got over 2.4 million views. All right. If we want to just add the I'll just use my own CC or not CC the CPMs. We had my own CPMs of like between $2 and $10 per 1,000 views. That's a lot of money. And we're not just we're including ads. more than one ad, all right, because it's I think it's one ad per 10,000, or I really don't know how it works, but like we're including ads, we're including people that donate to her. That, by the way, that is something that Erica Kirk does bring up as a criticism to people, to conspiracy theorists, is oh, they're making money off of this kind of deal, basically. But that's like later in this here. That's later. If we get into that, we're a decent way through this video, so maybe we'll go through this for about 30 to 45 minutes, and then we'll jump over to Tim Pool, because I did want to talk about Tim Pool, and Tim Pool's got some interesting stuff for the night. But
yeah.
Literally after this man's death, Candace has been making videos to this day on Charlie Kirk's death and being pushed by YouTube while others are suppressed. That is interesting.
At Internet Sin Master 8952 tipped $5.53 to the lost cause. I'd wager Erica was more a participant than a driving force on the memorial side of things, given Trump's involvement in the whole affair.
I would probably agree. Yeah, I mean, like, if Trump wanted to make it a whole big thing and that's why the memorial was a really big deal, that's a completely different story. And at that point, it's just like, you know, if you're the grieving wife, so you might say yes, you might say no. I imagine it would be different for every individual. Maybe she just wanted to do it because Trump was offering. Who knows? Well, to be honest with you, guess what? These are questions that you can't ask because of these people.
Yeah.
They make it hard.
If someone came up to me after my husband was assassinated and say, hey, I'll take care of all the memorial arrangements, at that point, I'm probably just going, screw it. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Mm-hmm. Probably. Like, see, there's that side of me who's just like, free memorial? Sure.
I don't even care that I don't have to pay for it. My thought is I don't have to plan it.
That's fair. I mean, like, why would you want to plan it?
My brain is probably so scrambled. I don't want to think about all those logistics. Fuck.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially for the individual.
Mm-hmm.
Trump made Charlie Kirk's birthday a public holiday. He did. I think Trump probably really liked them, you know? Probably. Anyway, let's continue.
Instagram was a decision that was made by Erica. And we can watch that. Take a look.
Oh, I love you.
Yeah, again, this is weird.
I love you.
All right, you're not going to hear me say that's not just a little bit weird. All right, I don't think this needs to be on your Instagram. Just saying.
No.
All right.
Yeah, that's a lot weird. I had seen this before. Now I feel creeped out. Thank you.
Again, like that's weird. All right, we will agree.
That's so weird.
Her grief is weird. Shouldn't have posted it on as an Instagram story. All right.
Ew.
The question I have to ask is that a product of making everything about social media, or is there some deeper meaning behind it? Is it just the woman is grieving by? I really don't know. I don't know. Again, that's like a criticism for Erica Kirk. All right, cool.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care how distraught I am. I'd never kiss a dead body.
I have to be. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. My thoughts and opinions are every person is just a little bit different. I don't really know this woman IRL, but it is definitely.
Oh, I don't care that she kissed a dead body. I just never do it myself.
No, you don't think you would?
No.
Fair enough.
No.
Fair enough.
No.
Fair enough. Let's continue.
Is an incredibly personal and an incredibly intimate moment that you invited the public into. Okay, there was no reason to do that outside of wanting to share something that was very private with the public. And now you fast forward 3 months removed, and it's why does the public want to know where he's buried? It doesn't work like that. You have to make a decision.
Yes,
I want
it
this
does.
always to be private, or I want this always to.
We can say that Erica Kirk is weird for showing off a video on her Instagram story of her kissing her dead husband. That doesn't give you the right to just say, oh, because you showed this, I want to know where you buried him.
Because you showed this, we now get to know everything about your dead husband ever.
Oh, that's just like, but why though?
Be public. That's my personal feedback there.
Interesting theories.
Later on in this same interview, she launches into a strong defense of Turning Point USA employees who have, just as a matter of fact, told many lies, many inconsistencies. These are verifiable. So they are currently lying to the public, or they have lied to the public, but she is going to deliver quite an impassioned defense regarding these particular individuals and the organization as a whole. And I want you to hear her passion. Take a listen.
What are they taking from you right now?
Nothing. But I will tell you what they are doing. It reminds me so much of chapter 6 in the book of Nehemiah. He is building a wall, and the townspeople are at the base of that hill saying, Nehemiah, calling him all these names, saying all these things, come on down. Every single time he had the same message 4 times in a row. I cannot come down. I am busy building. That is how I feel. I do not have time to address the noise. My silence does not mean that I am complacent. My silence does not mean that somehow Turning Point USA and all of the handpicked staff that loved my husband and my husband loved them is somehow in on it. We are busy building. And you know what I thought? I thought these people are human. We are all grieving in our own way. And they are trying to find the answer to something that happened that was so evil. They are trying so hard. And I get that. We're doing the same. Anytime we hear a lead or anytime we hear anything, we send it to the authorities. Please dig into this. No rock will be unturned. I want justice for my husband, for myself, for my family, more than anyone else out there. So for me, you want to keep telling me to come down while we're building? I don't have time for that. But here's my breaking point on that. Come after me, call me names, I don't care. Call me what you want, go down that rabbit hole, whatever. But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk Show family, when you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode.
Look at Candace Owens' face when she's listening to this.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Okay.
Occo is a bad example because it's a lost cause.
At Mercenarix21 tipped $5 to the lost cause. I watched a body language expert basically look at Erica Kirk in these interviews, and I sent you that link, Echo, and I have to agree something's off.
I mean, she sounds upset for sure. I haven't watched those videos.
Looks very angry.
Oh, excuse me.
She
Yeah,
also looks like she's restraining herself, though.
Oh, she's definitely restraining her. I mean, like, the thing you have to understand is not only is she the wife to the guy, but she's now the owner of his company, basically.
Mhm.
Yeah, pretty much. Oops, the heck?
Going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this. No.
I'm sorry, but that whole thing right there is frustrating, and I'm going to explain to you why I just do not accept any of that. First and foremost, the idea that she does not have time. Okay, she definitely has time, okay? She's done Hannity, she's done The Five, she's done Fox and Friends, she's done Outnumbered, she's done Megyn Kelly Live, she sat down with the New York Times, she made time, by the way, in case you don't remember, to fly to DC for Sergio Gore to be sworn into the ambassador to India, as the ambassador to India, which feels kind of obscure and not necessarily related to Turning Point USA affairs, building affairs, or whatever it is. But sure, that's fine. I mean, obviously, you're also allowed to be a person if that's the homie and that's what you want to do. Sure, but we are indeed speaking about a coast-to-coast flight to stand up next to somebody and basically say, Charlie loved you. That was like the whatever 15-second speech that she gave, right? Here's actually, we have a clip of that speech that she gave.
Well, he was also very good friends with a guy named Charlie. We just know him as Charlie, and his wife, who we love so much.
Okay, I'm confused here. Is she saying that it kind of sounds like she's saying that Erica has to give answers to these questions because she has time to go across country to go be with President Trump. I think that's what she's trying to say right here.
Exactly what she's saying, because she has the time to do these other things. She needs to make the time for these specific things I think she needs to make time for.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what she's saying.
Yeah.
Here with us, and maybe you know how close they were together. Maybe Erica, you could say a couple of words, please.
Honored to, sir. Charlie loved you. It's hard not to get emotional because I know that he would have been the first phone call when he found out that you were going to be taking this position. And the way that I was able to witness the two of you work together for years and to champion and support the president was absolutely humbling to witness, and I am so proud of you. And Charlie is going to be with you every single day in spirit, and I will be praying for you every day because I know that this is just the beginning of an incredible opportunity for you. And sir, thank you for allowing Sergio to have this beautiful moment.
Thank you very much. Thank you, John.
That's just an ambassador to India swearing in ceremony. Again, if that's your friend, you want to be there, that makes sense. She's also a person, and she can decide what she wants to do there. But the point that I'm making is that's a coastal flight that she made to be there to watch a paper get signed. She has also made time for an upcoming CBS News town hall sit down with Barry Weiss, which was filmed today. So, Erica has.
Grab my water.
Landlords have been tipped $10 by @InternetSinMaster8952 a Hassan disrespecter. Verifiable Q. Please believe it or not, we made it up complication. If I'm Erica Kirk, I'd have to bite back, hurling a string of Shakespearean insults specifically at Candace Owens live on air.
Well, she does mention Candace Owens in this, I think.
I may be entirely honest. The problem I'm having right now is, and maybe she covers it in a few moments, I don't know, but I get the feeling she probably doesn't. What verifiable falsities did she say in that rant? Other than, I mean, well, I guess she is trying to address the idea that she doesn't have time, but where is she supposed to magically pull this time out of her ass? I mean, if the president asks you to fly across the country and deliver a speech on behalf of your dead husband, you're probably going to do that. If some crazy ass psycho asks you to come on and answer questions that you don't think in any way are pertinent to your husband's death, it's probably going to follow a lot further down the list.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I would agree with you on that one, 100%.
Time. She has time. It is just what she means to say, not her priority. Which is, you are allowed to.
Yes, you are not her priority. Her company is her priority. What are you talking about, woman?
Things in your own life. But this is not a matter of time constraint. It is not her priority to respond to the majority, actually. The majority of people think of this as BS. The majority of people think Turning Point is acting suspicious. And she does not feel that it is.
I'd like to see that. I know you have 2 million views on your video, but I would like to see that. I'm going to be real with you.
Oh, I mean, 2 million people watching the video doesn't mean 2 million people agree with her is the biggest issue there. 2 million people probably enjoy watching a crazy person. That's more often the case in these things. But like, what does any of this have to? Yeah.
What does it have to do with anything?
Yeah. Yeah.
Drift 1879 for the 35 ZAR is like when she was obsessed with proving the French president's wife was a man, irrespective if she's right. Why does it matter so much to her?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I do have to ask, why does it matter if Macron's wife is a man or a woman? Like, how does that relate to her right here, right now? It just feels like some sort of weird, like, side thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of goes back to what I was saying back at the beginning of the show. The fact that her intro shows so much of her. Basically, she feels that if it's her question, if it's her involved in it, then she is owed the answer, and what everybody else does doesn't fucking matter until you answer her. It's such a narcissistic situation.
No, for sure. I could believe that. Macron's wife isn't a man, but she is a groomer. She was Macron's middle school teacher. I do seem to recall something mentioned about that.
And to be fair, they're French.
They are French, yes. Chat, listen, they're French. It's probably part of... Okay, don't hate me for this, chat. It is a joke. It is a joke. Maybe it's part of their culture. I don't know, you know? You don't have to prove it.
No.
It might not be, though. It's a joke.
What she wants to do as a matter of priority.
Yes, maybe.
Okay, that's fine. Now, to that point that people are making hundreds and thousands of dollars, I just don't get how there's not someone on this very large PR team, as we're seeing these PR campaigns go out, that doesn't go, hey, maybe we should strike that. You know, like, you know, they made $40 million like 2 nights ago at Mar-a-Lago. Maybe it doesn't.
Okay, so now she's going to make the opinion that because Turning Point USA has made over $40 million recently, she should be allowed to make money for this kind of thing, basically.
What?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that feels kind of a little bit like let them eat cake-ish. Oh, and we've made more than, separately from Mar-a-Lago, Turning Point USA, since Charlie was killed, just so you guys know this is a fact, has made more than $100 million. That is separate from the $40 million they made at Mar-a-Lago the other night. So since Charlie has died, that organization has taken in 100 and...
Of course they've made all that money. They're... Finish first.
Yeah.
The landlords have been tipped $10 by @internetsinmaster8950 to a Hassan disrespecter. The more I'm listening to Candace, the more I'm reminded of how Charlie left with Fuentes and his Groiper army. Do not engage. Charlie said he wouldn't engage them, and Erica's going to the same thing.
I agree. Sorry,
yeah,
continue.
It's probably the smartest thing to do. But of course, after the leader of the company dies, this company that is not, you know, like a normal company where they provide some kind of service or a product to make the money to pay the people who work there and do the things they do, but instead actually survives off of donations and stuff like that. Of course, they're going to bring in a large amount of money after he dies. And then they're going to use that money to continue growing. And they have to, because otherwise they would no longer be a business.
No, yeah, I would agree.
So what does that have to do with literally anything? Once again, what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, because here's the thing. I think that, oh, hold on.
Oh my god, she's got milkers!
At Wolf's Pain discovered Mom has milkers and gave $5. The Macron situation sounds like Tammy One and Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec except in real life. Run Ron, she'll ruin you and take your gold.
So what I was going to say is, like, it is fine to talk about something and then monetize it. You know, people do that all the time. You know, journalists have to make money from the things that they kind of do. There's just a level where it's just like, okay, how many times have you talked about this? And at what point is this going to turn from, from actually like talking about it because you're passionate about it to, are you only doing this because it makes money, or like what are you doing here? You know?
Well, and honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with the topic of conversation criticizing the person who's talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they may be wrong about their criticism, which, that happens. But at the same time, if they're feeling like the person's going on too long, I don't think there's anything wrong with them saying, this is kind of going on too long. What the fuck?
Yeah. No, I would agree. I'd agree. It just like reminds me, because like, I remember the Quartering. The day that Charlie Kirk died, the Quartering like made videos every single day about it. And he kind of had like a mini renaissance of viewership. But it's just like, there's a point where I feel like you should only give information if it actually is of substance. Because if not, you're going to get accused of grifting off of somebody's death.
Absolutely.
And that's
kind of... you don't have anything new to add. You know, at some point you have to move on, because you're rehashing the same information and you're just making money off.
Yes.
At that point, you are just making money off the situation. That's all you're doing.
No, 100%. 100%, yeah. Continue.
$40 million. But gosh darn you people that are making hundreds of dollars every day on YouTube.
You're making more than hundreds of dollars on YouTube. With the amount of views you're getting, you're making more than hundreds of dollars. It's a nitpick, but you are making more than hundreds.
About Charlie Kirk's assassination and the BS narrative that is being fed, and the very obvious psychological operation that is being employed.
I am telling you right now, chat, with the amount of CPMs that some of these people get, it is between like $2 and $15 for a lot of different people. I'm sure for her it's somewhere around there. 2 million views is a lot of money. All right? Like, if you just divide $10 by 2.5 divide 2.5 million views by 1,000, and then times that by 10, and that's how much money she's made from one stream. Unless it was demonetized.
Make you accept the BS that they are trying to sell to us. Gosh darn you. 1,000? Did you make $1,000 today? Speaking about Charlie Kirk? Well, you should be ashamed of yourself.
You've made more than $1,000 in one day from talking about Charlie Kirk. Again, based off of the views you're doing, it's more than 1,000. I'm going to do the math right now.
That's Turning Point USA.
I was just about to
in large part made that money because of those very people who gave to the organization immediately following Charlie Kirk's assassination. And the thing that is especially absurd about that is trying to almost like, I want to be clear that Turning Point USA is my family. The Charlie Kirk show is my family. Like she's just expanding the wings of people that we're not allowed to critique because they're in the family. If you call them fam, you can't critique them, right? Oh, I'm sorry. We actually are showing a clip of Rob McCoy.
If she has a CPM of $10 per every 1,000 views, she made $25,000 off of this stream.
Damn.
If it is just $10, we're going to go on the safe assumption that it is between $2 and $10. But if we go at the highest at $10, she made $25,000.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. For, again, the stream. I don't even think that count. That doesn't count super chats. That doesn't count donations from other methods. That is just ad revenue that would have been played for the stream. And it's probably higher because streams can have even more ads. I guess it would depend on whether or not she plays more or less ads, but that there you go.
She plays all the ads she can.
There you go, chat. So
that's a lot.
Even as low as $2 per 1,000 views, that's $5,000 per day per stream.
Damn.
That's a lot of money.
A pedophile trying to launder the reputation of that's fam. That's the CK show fam. Oh, I'm sorry. We are actually pointing to the fact that we know for certain that this person or organization is sexual deviant. That's fam. That's my don't you get me upset. I know.
So now she's deviating by talking about
the fuck?
An individual that allegedly is I don't know anything about this story, so I'm saying allegedly because I don't know. But now she's saying, oh, they're saying we can't make legitimate criticisms toward this individual who is an alleged sexual deviant. And I'm just sitting here where did this come from?
I think she's pulling shit out of her ass.
I have no idea. Again, it's very possible that somebody from Turning Point has like issues,
And if someone does,
and if it's being pushed down, then yeah, that's a problem. But I've never heard of this before. Never heard of this before, honestly.
That this is a now $150 million in the last 3-month organization, and we employ tons of people, but you can't critique the fam. And I hate to say this, but I'm going to be very clear here. This is why there are many people who do not believe that women are equipped to lead companies, because what you are watching here is an unbelievably emotional response.
Okay.
Why did she ever say you couldn't critique them?
Well, see, here's the funny thing. I think the only reason why Erica is being a little bit more angry, emotional, is because it's been non-stop.
Yeah.
From the people that are supposed to be like on her side.
Some people who constantly say how much they love Charlie.
And it's just like, at some point, it's just gonna be like, all right, fuck off. I don't want to deal with you anymore. That's what's gonna happen.
That's just a logical human response. That has nothing to do with being a woman. Even a man will do that.
Yeah. I find it funny that she said that, but it's so out of left field.
Yeah.
That is absent of any logic, okay? If you really care about your team, answer the questions, okay? Just demystify the entire event. Come out, sit down, answer the questions so people don't think Turning Point USA looks so suspicious. Don't try to like mom the organization and say, well, mother's upset because people are coming after her kids and all of the multi-million-dollar subsidiaries. That's my children, okay? The multi-million-dollar subsidiaries, Turning Point, like Turning Point Action, all that, those are my kids, so you can't critique them. Not a good idea, okay? It may work in PR world. You guys, I know it's an obvious PR campaign. It's never been more obvious of a psychological operation. I actually wish they would put me on payroll so I could help them make these things look more...
You wish they would pay you for this kind of thing. You wish that they would give you money. Oh my gosh.
We've reached the crux of the matter. She is upset she is not making as much money.
They don't pay me. Oh, fuck.
Oh my god, she's got milkers.
At Internet's in Master 8952 discovered
Internet's in, oh my gosh.
$5. Women are not equipped to lead companies, so Candace. Does that mean you're going to come out as trans then? You're leading your company after all.
Oh my goodness.
Uh,
I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah. Yep.
Organic.
Yep.
Than having every single person that has been telling us to stop asking questions all make the exact same video within 4 seconds of each other being like, whoa, Erica Kirk shuts down. No, she didn't even respond to one of the conspiracies. She gave us emotion. She said, I'm a mother, I am a wife, and we never asked about whether she was mother or wife. We want to know if she is a CEO and a chairman. And a CEO and a chairman has to compartmentalize. A CEO and a chairman cannot respond to valid questions and critiques about finances, about shady actions that are being taken by people that require presidential pardons.
Okay, but here's the thing. You're the one asking that, not the people in the interview. People in the interview are saying, what do you think about these people that are asking crazy questions? That's not, oh my gosh. Okay.
I think they're crazy. That's yeah.
The new CEO, Clarence Owens. Come on, chat. You can't do that to me.
I need some AI order for that.
Oh, fuck. Get on it, chat.
People that are meaningfully asking why
might
they're
already
not getting a
exist.
clear answer of what took place on September 10th. A CEO, okay, does not get to respond and say, that's my family. Okay, that's the energy of what I would expect from a mother speaking to a teacher, which I was this mom. Like, that's my kid, okay? And we'll shut this down right now. That's my child. This is not a child. Turning Point USA is an organization. And Erica already had an uphill battle to climb. Like, she had to climb this because, by the way, just because if this was Goldman Sachs and the president of Goldman Sachs or managing director over at Goldman Sachs died in a horrifically violent way, the Goldman Sachs family might mourn for a couple of months, but they would have instantly had someone to replace that individual. And beyond that, they would have never accepted the public and the people that are...
Okay, so someone obviously doesn't understand the difference between a very large corporate structure and a much smaller... I'm not even sure what... I mean, yeah, sure, they're making millions of dollars, but let's face it, they're not the same type of company structure.
No, I would agree with that. It doesn't, it's not the same. It's definitely not the same.
It is so fucking different. And to
It
try
might.
to
It would
try to
never-
make that comparison is ridiculous.
No, I would agree. I would 100% agree.
Accepted. Well, he's gone, but here's his wife. She already had a hill to climb here, right? Like, this does not make you qualified because you love someone to take on their job. I am not qualified to do what my husband does. That's why I said I wouldn't want to be the CEO and the chairman of a company. Actually, there's a great clip of Jordan Peterson asking that very question. Like, why do women want to be? Like, why would you want to have? It's actually a lot of work. Out there. Just numbers, punching numbers.
No girl bossing allowed. Candace Owens, you're not allowed to be the owner of your show anymore because you're girl bossing right now.
Better hand it over to your husband. Do the right thing.
Maybe he does. I have no idea.
I have no clue.
And you have to be everywhere, okay? If you want that, great. If you built the company and you're in the room, like Charlie Kirk did, and you have proven to the public, like, hey, I built this company, I didn't even go to college, and I've been doing this for over a decade, as Charlie Kirk did, you've earned that street cred, okay? So she already had a hill to climb because now they're saying, well, this is his wife, and so, you know, that's it. Well, now you're going to have to prove that you have the ability to be a CEO and a chairman, and not just a wife who we expect emotion from, and you're rightful in that capacity. You are rightful to have emotion. You are rightful to be the aggrieved widow, but you don't get to just be widowed into the position of chairman and CEO. You don't get to respond to, well, in this case, investors, donors who have given money and are asking meaningful questions with, no, you don't get replies right now because this is the Charlie Kirk show, fam. Doesn't work this way, okay? And the broader point, removed from Erica, which a lot of these Mockingbird influencers seem to be making, is essentially they're saying to us that scientific inquiry and investigation in and of itself is now patently wrong, right? Essentially, we should just trust the state. Don't believe your own instincts. Don't believe your own eyes. Don't ask any questions. And I really want to stress to you guys how utterly ridiculous that logic is, right? Because if we followed that logic in any other situation, there would never be a crime solved ever, okay? If we just ascribe to the idea that scientific investigation is on its face wrong.
The problem is we are going through that investigation. It's like... It is ongoing. Like,
Yep.
I don't think it stopped. I'm pretty sure they're still seeking the death penalty for that kid.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
is it just not going the way? What? How is it supposed to be better?
I think her problem is that she just doesn't understand how this works. She thinks that we're supposed to have all these answers right now before the trial, you know, give all this information out that normally is actually kept hidden or behind the scenes so that, you know, neither side really cheats or anything. And the kid can hopefully, supposedly, get a fair trial. Thus, when the verdict is rendered, it is a fair and correct verdict. Because if you put all this out in the public now, you taint the verdict pool or the jury pool, and then you have a hard time getting a proper trial, and then he can appeal afterwards and get off in the event you actually persecute him. So that is something to actually consider.
Yeah.
And I don't think she understands that you have to consider that.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I don't know. I think she's just expecting that, like, I don't know. The fact that this lady was defending Andrew Tate, who would tell her to shut up and he'd be right before Charlie died. Is just... No, yeah, that's right. I forgot she did defend Andrew Tate, excuse me. She defended, that's right, yeah. She defended Andrew Tate. A lot of right-wing people actually defended Andrew Tate.
Yeah, a lot of people do in general. It's really disgusting.
I don't understand that, honestly. I don't understand how you can defend that guy. He's literally being charged, but he's literally on trial in another country for trafficking. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, on one hand, it is Romania, which is notoriously corrupt. But on the other hand, even if half of what he says is a joke, that doesn't take away the fact that he runs basically a hustlers club, one of those stupid join me and learn my shit business so that you can do the same thing and make money. And you know, just makes a lot of money off of that. That doesn't take away from the fact that he's a lying grifter. But you know, that's, people like to ignore that stuff.
No, yeah. I agree.
It would not work. I'll give you a crappy analogy here. But imagine if there's like some young mother and she dies suddenly in the middle of the night, presumably in the middle of the night, and her husband is the first one to report it in the morning, and the cops show up who happen to be his buddies. They get there, and then they dramatically close the case in 48 hours. And neighbors are like, wait a minute. excuse me, officers, actually, you might want to know some other facts here about this guy.
I feel like she's getting this from a Reddit story, by the way. And it sounds like a Reddit story.
And like, you know, he's in the mafia. These people would be like, how dare you question
For some reason, the mafia is now involved.
The mafia isn't everything. It's another name for the government, in fact, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
people closest to, he loved her, that's his wife. Being a gang member is not evidence. Why are you saying he's a gang member? It's not evidence. You get another nosy neighbor who produces evidence that in the middle of the night before she died, they saw the guy outside, the husband outside, removing cameras in the front yard. That's not evidence. Yeah, but I saw him go out and he put something.
I feel like she's just straight up accusing Erica Kirk of being part of this at this point. Like, what?
Yeah,
what the fuck?
What evidence is she? The whole thing was on videotape. I mean, it was live streamed. But okay.
Just like outright saying, "Oh, I can't imagine. I can't imagine being Erica Kirk having to hear this." And you know that Erica Kirk has to listen to this because she has to figure out how she wants to respond with a lawyer.
And then to think that, you know, you're going to say all this and the person you're talking to is going to respond in some way and that you are owed a response for this insanity is just beyond.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Something like that. Yeah.
Holy shit.
In his car in the trunk, he was looking shady. That's not evidence. How dare you find that to be suspicious? More nosy neighbors start discussing, and they're like, hey, we heard them. They were having actually a heated argument before she was found dead. I think it was about money. All of a sudden, next thing you know, you got Ali Stuckey from the HOA.
Why money? Gosh damn it, she is talking about Jews. Holy shit. Thank you for the 2, VOD gang. Thank you.
Back to them.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, she blasts out an email and she says, it's unbiblical. It's unbiblical to gossip. Hearing an argument is not hard evidence. You have no right to discuss it. Yeah, we're the nosy neighbors, okay? We put together a list of 20 verifiable lies that have
You're pretty nosy, in my personal opinion.
told in the weeks following this sudden death event. And yeah, we have some questions. So we're not going to accept Tim Pool dumping on the airwaves with big estrogen energy telling us we're evil.
Oh my God. Okay. He does not have estrogen. He's bald. He's got testosterone. He just doesn't know it yet.
Right. He'll figure it out someday.
Because we have like school board elections next Thursday. We're the nosy neighbors. We don't care about the elections coming up. We want to know whether or not we are in bed with people who are capable of murder, people that are capable of covering up murders. Actually, we, the nosy neighbors, feel a little bit less safe in this neighborhood until we know whether or not there are some psychopathic killers in our midst. How about that? That's how I feel. I think that's how a lot of people feel right now, so I want to express that. And the psychological campaign filled with emotional manipulation and how dare you, and the aggrieved widow speaks, and so you're not allowed to question a $150 million organization. No, I reject it. I reject that 100%. Which is why I will say it has arrived as a blast of fresh air that on this very same day, Tucker Carlson is standing up.
And this is where she brings in what Tucker Carlson has to say about the whole matter. Oh boy.
To the nonsense. He's not speaking about Erica, obviously. He is friends with Erica. But just the nonsense of what the FBI is saying, he's wading in and saying, yeah.
Yeah, because he's not outright saying that she's part of it. That's why he's friends with her still.
The FBI is not being clear in what happened, and I have questions because, and I think it feels like a blast of fresh air, because and I know many people at home, are seeing all of these people that we followed and we thought that they were heroes, and suddenly this assassination has exposed them all to be frauds. You know, like for the right price, they will join Operation Mockingbird. For me personally, that is how I feel, okay? Like people in the military that I thought were forthright, people that were journalists that I thought were forthright. I just am so let down, and I don't think I would have been able to handle if Tucker Carlson was among those people. You need hard evidence! As if the killer's gonna walk in and be like, okay, here's how I did it, okay? I'm gonna give you hard evidence. I was here, there, like what? Instead, Tucker Carlson is coming out and he's blasting the corporate and the Fed narrative with common sense. He joined Theo Vaughn, and here is what he had to say. Take a listen.
I don't understand the official story at all.
Of the assassination?
I don't understand it, and I want to make sure that there is a truly rigorous and honest federal investigation of it, and I'm definitely concerned about that. A, B, I think that I don't know many of the details, but I know that recently Candace said that
obviously Occo is a bad example.
Thank you for the 5.
A lost cause.
At Lobert_Tarian tipped $5 to the lost cause. Reminder: this woman used to be a raging leftist, so this entire arc of her being batshit crazy is not out of pocket for her.
Very true. Very true. We talked about that earlier, but very true.
Egyptian registered aircraft were following Erica Kirk, Charlie's widow, around.
Okay, we're going to reverse because he mentions Egyptian aircrafts for the first time during this stream. And then she'll bring it up afterwards. I just don't know why. Don't know why. I
think that I don't know many of the details, but I know that recently Candace said that Egyptian registered aircraft were following Erica Kirk, Charlie's widow, around for a number of years in different places in the world. That's one of the weirdest things I've ever heard, and I just want to say that is factually true. That's true. So that's like the one data point that I happen to know is true. What does that mean? I have literally no idea. I can't even guess, but that's very, very...
He's like, she brought this up. Doesn't mean anything. I have no fucking idea, but she brought it up. She brought it up, so it's weird.
Strange.
And what is Egyptian? It could mean aircraft from Egypt. Who knows?
I think that they were registered in Egypt.
Got it.
And but that fact
How
is
do we
true.
know
So that enough, and it also her claim that there were kind of a disproportionately large number of foreign registered cell phones at the event. That's also true. So what does that add up to? I don't know, but it means that
Wait, hold on.
The FBI.
Did he just say there was a disproportional number of cell phones at the event?
Foreign cell phones, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if you just said cell phones, okay.
Yeah.
Moral and legal obligation to look in every direction and to be open-minded as you would in any investigation, in journalism, in science. It's all the same process. I don't know the answer, and I'm going to sift through everything as open-mindedly as I can, as honestly as I can, to get to what the truth is. That's science, that's law enforcement, that's journalism. It's all the same. That's justice. And I just want to make sure that is happening, and I just don't have a ton of confidence in the FBI or the men who run it. And I'm not saying that out of ignorance.
Okay, here's the thing. That is a correct thing to say. Not having confidence in the government, completely fine to say. All right? Yeah, I agree. 100% I agree.
At all.
That's it. Scary part too.
I'm not alleging anything. I'm just saying I think it's really important that we have that.
That is what authenticity sounds like, and that's what we're doing here. We are investigating.
I have a picture for you, but I can't upload it to your Discord. Send it to me through Twitter. Or ask one of the mods if you can DM it to them.
Right? Sometimes you get something wrong, you correct it, but I was right about the Egyptian planes. And when you hear Tucker Carlson say that he is confirming that part is true, what I take from that...
He didn't confirm it was true. What do you mean? He didn't. He literally just said, "Oh, Candace Owens says this, and I guess this is a thing." That's not confirmation.
Because someone quoted her, it means it's suddenly true.
Oh my gosh. No, Candace.
Tucker Carlson is very clear. He grew up with CIA agents, okay? This is a guy who grew up in Virginia. His father, he learned after his father died, he thought he was just working with the CIA. No, his father was on the payroll of the CIA. So Tucker's friends are in the state. So you should take it as a concrete fact that there's something up with these Egyptian planes, and they were in fact following.
Take it as a fact. He knows the CIA, so he must be telling the truth about these Egyptian planes that he said literally just a moment ago that he heard from me.
The CIA has never, ever, ever lied to anybody to spread misinformation before, ever. I mean, obviously, if his CIA friends said it.
Yeah.
That's true. Charlie, and they're following around Erica, as I told you. And that means people in the NSA, the CIA, are confirming that is real. And yet, just last week, what we got from Blake Neff, and I know he's untouchable, he's in the fam, but I'm going to go ahead and touch that and say, like, this is not okay, the vibe is not right, is making a mockery of it. That is what we mean when we say none of this is passing the vibe check with Turning Point USA. There's no clear answers. There's mockery, there's laughter, but there's no clear answers. And the mockery and the laughter is not working. Neither is this idea that, well, now the widow has spoken. We're not dealing with the widow. We want the CEO and the chairman of Turning Point USA to answer, okay? If you can't compartmentalize, then I don't see how you're going to be able to lead this organization in the future, because Charlie worked. We knew who Charlie was because he was authentic, okay? He didn't just go, well, I only make time for like big pocket donors. Okay. He was sitting on college campuses. He was speaking to people, understanding people. He was changing his ideas and he was changing minds. And you are not changing my mind about the fact that something weird happened that day and that TPUSA is acting funny because you give it an impassioned plea and speak about Nehemiah on Fox News. Okay. None of it makes any sense. Anyways, Tucker then goes on and states the obvious predicament further, which is that we just don't have any faith in the government. Take a listen to him discussing some of the...
Again, everybody's going to agree. Government's non-trustworthy. But you're going the extra step of beyond making people want the government to shut you up. That's not what I want. Because I feel like it could go that way if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
These lingering questions.
Here's what I am concerned about. A lot of things. One, he acted alone. Tell me how that worked. None of us really act alone.
It's hard to go anywhere by
when he says he, I think he's talking about the shooter himself.
Yourself too.
Thank you. Exactly. You acted totally alone. Okay. You're gonna have to prove that to me. It's totally possible. Anything is possible. Weird things have happened. We'll continue to. But that's not my default assumption, and it shouldn't be yours. And their default assumption was we acted alone. Really? Why do you think that? What about life suggests that people typically act alone? When was the last time you acted alone in anything? I don't go, right?
I don't know how much Tucker knows about the online, but people in the online world act alone all the time, and it ends up very poorly for them. Just like in general, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like, yes, there are people that can act alone. I don't know.
But at the same time, he's not entirely wrong with the. It is entirely possible that the guy had.
Keep talking. I'll turn it down. Keep talking.
I was just scared for a second.
You're good. No. Keep talking.
I have to wait now because it interrupted me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Every time she talks about big pocket donors in Tapusa, it's about them or Israel.
Thank you, Internet Master. I appreciate that.
No, it threw off my thoughts, so I had to let it finish before I could.
Threw off your groove.
Yeah. My brain is. I'm getting elderly, and my thought process is fragile sometimes.
Oh, fair enough. I guess that's what happens when you turn 29.
I wish.
I'm scared.
I'm 43. It gets worse.
Oh, I was trying to be silly and subtle there, but
yeah, no, I'm fine with my age, other than the fact it's old.
Fair enough.
But no, sorry, no. But when it comes to the governmental investigations, and especially around assassinations, when their first statement is they worked alone, I also become suspicious. Because let's face it, the government is telling me they worked alone. The government also told me, who is that guy? The guy who shot JFK worked alone.
Yeah.
That the guy who shot JFK worked alone. And so it's like, do I really trust the government when they're saying they're working alone? No. I would like to see more proof, but I also know that I will probably never get that proof. And even further, I also know that in the end, we're probably never going to have a satisfying resolution to this. So, yeah. I mean, did they work alone? I don't know. It's possible they did, and it's entirely possible they didn't.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure I'll die without knowing.
It's one of those things where, and I take it from somebody who really loves learning about information. It's one of those things where, does it impact you to the point where you can't operate as a human being without that information? Most people don't care.
Yeah, I'll be fine without it.
It's like if it happens, great. But just like with the Epstein files, I don't expect that I'll ever see a satisfying list. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be real with you.
No, I don't believe we'll ever have the full on that. I'm not even sure we'll get any on that, even after the whole voting and all that. But
yeah,
it is what it is. The government's going to do shit we don't want them to, no matter what we do.
Indeed they will.
So A. B, we know that people had foreknowledge of this because they posted about it on X and said Charlie Kirk is going to be killed on this date, and he was.
Is that true?
Yes, it's true.
But were they just guessing? Was it a guessing thing where every day they posted that?
Maybe. Have those people been interviewed? Have they been hauled into FBI HQ and had a long conversation with how they knew that? Like, let's get really specific. Why did you post that? Who have you talked to? Like, if I were doing this investigation, because I spent my whole life doing non-criminal investigations called journalism, like, what do we know is true? How do we find out? Call everybody. Be open-minded. It's like it's the same process. If I was doing this investigation, they would be at the very top of the list. Tell me how this guy who seemed normal became a radical trans furry murderer?
It's called the internet. I know you're a bit of a boomer, but that's legitimately how it happens. Candace is being disingenuous because she should know. She's more on the internet than you are, so she should know how this works. She was part of Gamergate.
Enough to tell me, trans. I'm not pro-trans, by the way.
Was that the guy or his boyfriend?
Well, exactly right. Tell me how this guy became so radicalized and murdered a stranger. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying I want an explanation for how it happened. Why wouldn't I?
I agree.
Oh, we can't talk about that because
explanation. It's the internet. That's why.
Yeah.
Again, I can believe
that's the only internet.
Yeah, I can believe that this guy probably did work with somebody, but it is they're making it sound like it's way more of a thing than it probably is. Whereas the dude was too much on the internet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think.
Yeah.
Both Tucker and Candace are probably far too normie to really understand how weird the internet can be. I mean, I kind of feel like if Candace knew about VTubing, I doubt she does, but I think she would absolutely lose her mind.
Probably.
I think she would go utterly even further batshit insane because it wouldn't make any sense to her because they don't understand that the internet is just a fucking weird place.
A fucking weird, beautiful place, and that's why I like it.
Exactly. I love it here.
Mm-hmm.
It'll prejudice the jury pool. Really, you've told the world that you have both a confession from him in his text to his boyfriend and the murder weapon with his fingerprints on it. I think you've got a pretty solid case. So why is it so difficult to just explain? So I have said from the beginning, if you don't like what Candace Owens is saying, why don't you call her and offer a more plausible explanation for what happened? Oh, she's bad. She's bad. Okay. I mean, I like her a lot. I don't think she's bad, but I love her actually. But let's just stipulate she's bad. But why wouldn't you do that?
Well, I don't agree with some of the stuff that the rabbit hole she goes down, but
I don't even know.
But I like the fact that she likes to dig in the garden, you know?
Theo, we are in this garden. Okay?
Wow.
And we're not getting out of this garden with the Fed stop narrative. We're just not getting out of the garden with trying to emotionally manipulate us and say, it's not, this feels like COVID, right? You say it's not like COVID-19.
No.
I forgot about that. Okay.
What?
She's going to call herself the new COVID-19. Just listen to this.
It's like Candace 19. It's another fake, it's a fake virus. Like, oh, you got infected. You just can't do it. 6 feet social distancing from Candace Owens. We're gonna get every influencer on social media. 6 feet social distancing. Save lives. What are you, a grandma killer? What, you just don't like him? What? And then Tim's all fired up. And she's a C-word. People are gonna die if you don't get this vaccine. And I'm like, I feel like maybe the government's not telling us the truth. We're right back to that, but it's Candace 19. It's Candace 19. That's what it is. And they think that maybe if they put the little 6 feet social distancing pads in the grocery store, that the PSYOP will win and make us believe that this is like common sense is the virus.
She is comparing herself to COVID-19, chat.
He literally thinks she is the same degree as a supposedly deadly virus. Supposedly, I cannot stress supposedly enough. That the government took. How did we get there?
Chat. I don't believe in the COVID-19 vaccine because of my heart, but I might suggest that you should get vaccinated against Candace 19. All right.
You absolutely should. Oh my God!
Get vaccinated against Candace 19.
Take the common sense shot. That's what you need. Wow. To sit there and say something that the government rammed down our throat so forcefully that your piddly little stupid fucking beef with a widow who runs a company after her goddamn husband got shot, it makes you anywhere close to that is so goddamn insane that I'm going to state right now, we need asylums back, and she's the first one that needs to go in.
Probably. Excuse me. We'll listen for a few more minutes until she goes on break, and then we're going to switch over to Tim Pool. Because she mentions Tim Pool like a couple times, and we probably won't get too much into both of them fighting, but I do want to get into some of the Tim Pool stuff going on, because the Tim Pool stuff going on is kind of crazy. But so we'll continue here.
I'm the common sense virus. It's coming around. It's so evil. Stay at home, wear a mask.
She even calls herself the common sense virus.
Lies. You don't want to catch it. You don't want to catch the common sense, you guys. You don't want to catch it. Anyways, I dare. I'm sorry, I dare. And I have been very careful because I wasn't sure what direction she was going to go. If she was like, I was like, look, she's got a whole business that she's got to figure out.
She's been careful up to this point, all right? I've heard some of the other stuff she said before this stream. She's allegedly been careful up to this point. Now the gloves are coming off. Now she gets to... Now she's just going to say, I'm done being nice.
Oh my God.
From MommaOcco.
At Internet's in Master 8952 sent $5 for more hats. I've heard of main character syndrome, but Candace Owens is magnitudes above that. Like holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely one way to put it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You don't say indeed, chat.
Routes, a lot of people in her
This is
ear.
more of a deity syndrome of some kind.
She thinks that she's going to resurrect. I legitimately think maybe she thinks that she can resurrect them. I don't know.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe they did this transition too quickly, and she's just keeping her head no, what she's saying is Turning Point USA is untouchable. And it's a no from me. But you know me. I'm just out here saying what needs to be said.
So she's basically saying is Erica Kirk has asked her to lay off, and now she is saying, nope, I'm not going to lay off. That's what she's saying.
We'll be right back after a brief message from our sponsors. All right.
Okay, and we're going to be done because now she's talking about her sponsors. And I feel like this is, we're halfway through the stream. This is a good point to stop listening to Candace for the moment.
Oh,
Okay.
thank God. Unfortunately, we're moving on to 10 pools, so at least I won't have... Well, never mind.
What'd you think of that? What'd you think of that?
It'll be okay.
What did you think about all that? By the way, the screen's hidden.
I think that kind of confirmed my previous feelings, really. That she's batshit insane.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, chat, what did you think? I'm curious. Oh man, I'm gonna take this moment to get a drink of water here, but I think I think for me, again, the situation surrounding Charlie Kirk, it's very sad, it's very unfortunate. We have the supposed killer. He has confessed to it, and we have a lot of other details that were very easy to obtain. Is there more that could be behind it? Sure, absolutely. And you know, there is a point to be fair and say, I feel like some stuff is kind of weird that's going on. But their approach is a point, again, where you do it every single day, nonstop, and instead of trying to like not look like a grifter, you look like a grifter, and everybody like starts looking at you saying, this kind of goes a little too far. Like, you can stop at saying we don't trust the government, we hope that like we can get more details, but like, whoa, buddy, is all I really have to say about that. I don't know.
It's just the way she's so demanding and entitled about it. I think that's because normally, you know, I would look at this and say, okay, so she just has a lot of concerns about this. Okay, that's fine. You know, we all have concerns about the way the government does things. We all have concerns when somebody's killed in that kind of a public manner.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's totally normal. Again, it's totally normal not to trust the government. That is the sane point of view. What is not sane is to sit down and act like you are the arbiter of all things for this, that you are the one that everybody needs to answer to, that you are the leader, that you are the one in control, and that all must come to you and prove it to you so that you can then grace the rest of us with it.
Yeah.
And that's where the issue really, that's where it really becomes an issue, is because of the way she acts with that. If she was more chill, more cool about it, it probably wouldn't sound quite as insane, but the amount of ego she injects into it is just off the charts.
No, I agree 100%.
Is just off the charts.
Oh, what the? No, I agree 100%. Sorry about that.
Off the chart.
Kick decided to start sharing audio. That was very nice of it.
Oh, lovely.
All right, I'm just gonna close Kick. Anyway. Chat, we've got about another hour before I need to be done. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to Tim Pool. Tim Pool recently has had some stuff happening to him. And besides fighting with Candace Owens and calling her the C word, he recently has had some issues. Now, chat, you might know Tim Pool as the guy who I guess found out last that he was obtaining a bunch of money from Russians that was basically used to try and push down the U.S. Basically, he was being paid by these people, and he didn't actually know that was happening. There was a big scandal about it. Milo Yiannopoulos came on to Tim Pool's show and made fun of him for it, and unknowingly, quote unquote. I'm going to be completely honest. He knew what he was doing, Milo Yiannopoulos, and for some reason, Tim Pool decided to let him come back on again in the future. But that's like the most recent thing about Tim Pool that I know, and ever since then, there has been this like decline for some right-leaning people in the sphere, except for Candace, I guess. But Tim Pool has kind of like, he's been struggling, where he used to get millions and millions of views. He is now kind of like slowly going down the drain. And recently, there's one thing that kind of happened, and we're going to go through this video by the Kino Casino. We're watching a reaction of a reaction to Tim Pool.
Nice.
Because unfortunately, I could the original clip from this comes from the Tim Pool show, and I could not find it while I was on my work shift today. I apologize about that, chat. If I had more time to actually sift through other people's live streams, I wouldn't just rely on somebody else for doing it, but this is, in my opinion, the best one. Because I looked through a couple of people that reacted to this. Kino Casino is still the best one, in my personal opinion. But anyway, so what ended up happening is Tim Pool came out and alleged that at some point this month, somebody drove by his house and opened fire on his house, which is also the compound where he does the Tim Pool show. And with that in mind, he, like, the next day, he gets on and starts talking about it, basically, and talking about his concerns for, like, Timcast IRL moving forward. I am curious, did you like hear anything about about that situation?
Yeah, I've heard it.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of it?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I could believe anything when it comes to this one. I'll be entirely honest. I could believe it happened, and I could believe it didn't, and that Tim's making it up. I can go either way on that one, really.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, we're going to start watching this video. It's about 24 minutes long. My hope is to try and get through all of it, or as most as we can. Probably won't happen. But again, the question, chat, that I am going to ask you is, what do you think about the entire thing? Do you think that he's telling the truth? Do you think he's not telling the truth? I'm going to try and skip ahead and subpoints of this to make sure we can get to the point where they show off allegedly proof where somebody calls the police and asks them about it. So we're going to start here.
No, Tim Pool is claiming that on the 5th of December, it was either the 5th or the 6th of December, which coincidentally, this has happened before, back in, I believe, 2022, on the exact same day, someone pulled up to Tim Pool's compound with a weapon, a gun, and fired gunshots.
That's terrible.
Now, this is being called into question. Somebody has now contacted the police department, as we'll see in the following clip, and they're saying that they have no reports from Tim Pool that any such thing happened.
So that's the first thing that kind of bothers me. Now,
well,
go ahead.
From what I understand, they called the wrong county.
Did they call the wrong county? That's what I'm being heard. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a couple of different. I'm hearing either they called the wrong county or it's a hoax. That's what I'm hearing. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. That's incorrect. I want to see a police report. Thank you for a resub on Kick. I appreciate that. Thank you, Kick chat. They called the wrong station. Okay. I've heard some people say that. The thing about this clip that I've seen is it went kind of viral on Twitter, where what happened is this guy calls a police station, okay, a police station, and the police station says that there was no shootings for the jurisdiction that they were in. I have heard other people say that they called the wrong one, or people saying that it was a hoax. The problem is, now if Tim wants to disprove it, he basically has to, because it's my understanding that Tim has been doxxed because he's been swatted quite a few times back when Tor swats was still kind of a big thing. But like, if he wants to say this doesn't happen, he has to come out with a police report that does show his information. And I don't think he actually wants that. Do you want the clip from the actual show? If you could get it, yes, I would very much take that over a reaction of a reaction. Again, I tried to find it, and you know, you can only do so much when you're working your full-time job and then also trying to listen for older stuff. Don't say I don't try, chat. Don't say I don't try.
He works hard for you guys.
In the meantime, well, if you are getting that to me, we'll continue on with this in the commentary.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do real research on what they're reporting. I think it depends. It really depends. Sometimes I feel like they do. Sometimes it's just like, I don't know. I think the thing. Oh, go ahead.
I said, imagine it's about how easy or hard the information is to get.
Yeah. Some wannabe called the wrong office. A much larger dude called the correct one and got it straight. He's about to move out the place he's in. Once he's settled elsewhere, he'll air it. Similar to what Kirsch went through is still going on, by the way. I believe that. I believe that for sure. Yeah, no, but yeah, if you've got like the clip where he talks about this, that's kind of what I want, basically. Yeah. Because again, that's what I tried looking for. Anyway, let's continue.
Now, it's hard for me to believe that Tim Pool would lie. You know, Tim Pool is such an honest and trustworthy man.
I was like, are you being sarcastic?
Tim Pool is now saying, because there was this shooting at his property, that this might be the end of Timcast. December 19th will be the final episode unless we get money.
Wait,
security.
No way. We have 2 weeks. How about this? Do your show from a private area.
2 weeks. We have 2 weeks to come up with the money for Tim to have a personal army at his
Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. This is where I'm kind of confused, where it's just like, I don't, like and maybe that before this clip, he's asking for money. But I don't hear that Tim Pool is begging for money. Because again, if this did actually happen, and it sounds like it did actually happen where it was verified, and if it is actually verified, I don't think Tim Pool is begging for money. I think he's basically saying it's kind of unsafe to be here because everybody knows where we live, and it's this kind of dumb. 2 weeks to stop the spread. I mean, save the show.
Well, and I did watch this originally with through Geeks and Gamers. Jeremy on his Cobra Cast show, and he played the full clip as opposed to this being all chopped up. And no, he's not necessarily asking for money. He's saying they're going to talk to Rumble and they're going to try to figure something out. He is hyping it up in a way that makes it seem like they might be ending the show, but realistically, as Yukon Hunter on Twitch said, he goes on vacation in 2 weeks. He always takes a vacation in 2 weeks. So he's just hyping this up, trying to get a little extra money before he goes on vacation. He'll probably finish moving or whatever, get set up, and then say something like, okay, so we got this new studio with more security. Nobody knows where we are now, blah, blah, blah.
No, for sure.
Move on from there.
For sure. And again, like, I was kind of confused when they were like, oh, he's begging for money. And I was just like, is he really, though? Is he really begging for money? I don't really, like, I can tell when, like, DSP is begging for money or when the quartering is begging for money because they beg for money. But this again, just sounds like, I don't know. If he was shot at, I definitely would be like, I don't really feel, you want the crash out or the story about the shooting? I'll take both. I'll take both if you want to give them to me. Okay, I'll take both.
But no, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Please go ahead.
I forgot.
Oh, fair enough. Security is expensive when people are... No, I as somebody who used to be armed security, when I was in California, my wages started out at like $19.50. I imagine it's gone up since then because that was over 7 or 8 years ago. And like, like I imagine that hiring security that sits in your building all day, $20 to $30 a person, and you have more than one person per hour. Yeah, that does probably get kind of expensive. And again, I don't see him begging for money here. That's not what I see. I see a man who is frustrated because like the other thing that people need to understand about this is not the first or the second or even the third time that Tim Pool has had threats on his life at his compound. I mentioned it a little bit previously, but there used to be a very infamous swatter named Tor Swats, who what you could do is you could contact him on a platform and pay him money, and then he would swat somebody. And what ended up happening is Tim Pool was swatted quite a few times, probably under this individual. And then when this individual went to jail, guess what? Tim Pool stopped getting swatted. Pretty much. So, you know, I imagine once the guy that was like committing crimes against you, once the guy that was committing crimes against you was put in jail, you might feel like maybe this is a little over. And the fact that he has to deal with another shooting going on, yeah, I would imagine he would probably be just a little bit pissed off, you know? Just a little bit. So, like, again, I think the thing that, like, confuses me and you know, it is kind of bothering me is they're just like, oh, he's begging for money. I don't see it. Like, legitimately, I don't see it. I'm confused. And you know what I do have, just kind of like, not only do I have this video, I have the video that he like decided to make after the fact, after like this stream. This video is 2 days old. And what I'm thinking is like, because again, like the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, this doesn't fit. Instead, like, let's just listen to a little bit of this, because he does talk about it like outside of the main live show, outside of all of this. He does actually start talking about his feelings, basically. He's hinted that his place has been shot at several times. I believe it. I 100% believe it.
At Internet's in Master 8952 sent $5
Thank you for the
for more
5.
hats. Know those punch cards, once you get enough you get a free coffee? Tim's had this happen enough times, he's earned 3 coffees at least.
Oh gosh, are you saying, because like one punch card is like 6 to 12 punches, are you saying that like
That's happened a lot.
if he wants to sell the property, it'd be hard? So basically the casino needs to go back to shitting on iDubbbz and Quarter Pounder about all they're qualified for. I'm going to be real with you. I do believe that, like, compared to where Tim Pool was like maybe a year or two ago, his views probably have gone down. And I would say that that's probably because when you're on a certain side of the political spectrum and that political spectrum wins, the doom and gloom of your side not winning or your side doing bad, people tend to, I do 100% believe this, that people tend to like peter out just a little bit in terms of viewership. I do believe that because, like, you know, your guy's won, he's in office, and unless the normies that tune into you feel like that's being threatened, I do think that some people will choose to tune out. And it's very well possible that, like, now that Trump is in, people like aren't as interested in listening to the doom and gloom that Tim Pool sometimes has. Let me tell you, that's why I stopped listening to him, is because I got really fucking bored of listening to the doom and gloom all day. Even if Tim Pool is genuine, it gets really annoying after a while. Oh, excuse me. On a previous place he did sell has been repeatedly attacked, once by a fake transmission. The new owners want out of that place because of it. Oh, I believe it. Tim's shows have always gone up and down. No, yeah, like it goes up and down with the elections. And again, it kind of goes back to the idea that, like, a lot of these guys, and I think the quartering is another good example as well, their views went down after the election, if that makes sense. And it's just because the election's over.
Internet's in Master
Thank you.
952 sent $5 for more hats. There's a reason the Doomer Wojak has a beanie. It's literally Tim Pool.
Oh, that's mean. That's mean.
Not true.
So it's just like, you know, once the period where you need to be hyped up over it is gone, yeah, you're going to see a reduction in views. I don't think that, like if that reduction in views is so massive that you have to start firing people, then there's probably a problem there, and we need to talk about it. As far as I know, because again, I listened to the casinos talk through this, and I think the thing that bothered me the most is just like, I don't see him saying he has to fire people. I see him saying he has to think about his options because of these people that are going after him. You know?
Yeah.
Go up during the midterms? It probably will. Now, listen, chat. If you want my personal opinion about Tim Pool, all right? The biggest problem and I think he even mentions it in this video that at this point we may or may not even get to because I'm talking so much. He mentions that he spends over $500,000 a year on just flying people out to his show. That's a lot of money for an in real life show. I'm just gonna be real with you. It's a lot of money. And
yeah,
one of the things that has always kind of bothered me about Tim Pool is everything has to be in person. Well, I think that's kind of a cool thing. That's way too much money to spend just to bring all these guests to your show whenever you do your show. How much? Yeah, I'm pretty sure in this video he mentions it's either $250,000 or $500,000 a year just to bring guests in. If I remember correctly, like he would not talk to Kirsch because she would not come in to the show because she's a VTuber. I may be remembering that wrong, and if I am, I'm tired. But like, if you want my personal opinion, all right, you want my personal opinion. What Tim Pool needs to do is, if people can't show up in person, just make sure they're professional behind their own camera. If you want me to like be completely honest, like he can still have his little show, he can still have the people there with him, but if he can't get a guest to come in, let them be where they're gonna be, because like that's a lot of money to waste for a person to come in for 1 or maybe even 2 nights. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And well, from what I understand, at least I think I've understood in the past, is that they also have to stay on, like, with him. Like, he doesn't get them a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of weird.
Last 2 months, he's basically crap canned the IRL only because of the security risks. He's jealous of Kirsch because she pulls as good as numbers. Yeah, I do seem to remember that.
The
I do
landlords
seem
have
to
been
remember
tipped
that.
$2 by @Maru Hassan disrespecter. I fell off Tim because he became too sensationalism. I can only hear Civil War so many times and nothing happens before it turns into a boy who cries wolf. He also has an ego. He needs to be right.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't believe. I do believe that there is some kind of civil war that does exist right now, but it's not like a civil war of people going out into the streets and killing each other. It is a civil war of thought and expression, and it has been happening. Yeah, it has been happening, but I don't think it's this grand, big thing that like Tim Pool kind of makes it sound like sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not the same type of war. Has changed for sure.
Yeah. War is different. I don't know what that Solid Snake thing is. War has changed or something like that. But no, yeah, like we are in a war of thoughts, basically. We are in a culture war, or we're just in a war that's like not as physical. I mean, like, you know, there are some physical casualties that exist, but like, I don't honestly think that there will be a civil war the way that he says. Like, there are some like qualifying things that have to happen. All of the times that he tweets, "Oh my gosh, this is civil war. Oh my gosh, this is civil war." Like, it has to be further than that, you know? If Alberta votes to cede from Canada, there might be a war. If the worst happens to Trump or Vance, war is guaranteed.
Yep.
Again, like, I am at the point, and you can blame Tim Pool for this, where unless there's actually a war, there is no war, basically, in my personal opinion. This is my personal opinion. Ugh, excuse me. But, you know, we'll listen to this for a few minutes, and then we'll probably wind it down. But he kind of talks about a little bit of like the struggles and strifes that he's been going through. You might notice this is a 40-minute video. We're not going through that whole thing, but he spends 40 minutes kind of just talking about it. And by the way, I am speeding him up because he's also a slow person, or slow to talk person.
They all are. I don't get it.
Oops, I gotta unmute it.
Tim Pool says he may quit show as costs reach breaking point. Indeed. And what are those costs? Escalating security costs that exceed the ability to generate revenue through advertising, through memberships. And some people have said, Tim, maybe you should do like a fundraiser, a give, send, go, or some kind of membership drive because you need to hire more security guards. We can't secure the property from drive-by shootings, which is the big problem, which means we actually need a restructuring of how we do the show. The current conversations we're having is perhaps to keep the show going, we need a centralized location with more resources. I don't know how possible any of this all is. And it's rough. Now, to be fair, We got 2 weeks off coming up, so we got about a week and a half left in the year before we go on Christmas hiatus, and that'll give us time to reassess.
I sent you 4 clips of the crash out. Sorry it took so long. I'm struggling on the phone. Where did you send them to? Did you send them to my Did you DM them to me on where did you send them is my question. I watch Mom at 2 times speed. Oh, thank you. Stream suggestions. Okay. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Well, we will let this be the entertainment for the evening.
Donald Trump elected.
Okay, so this is from 4 days ago. All right, perfect.
Donald Trump elected, which needs to persist. You don't got to be a fan of it, but it certainly will help get individual congressional candidates elected and stop Democrats from launching new committees and putting more people in prison like Steve Bannon and Peter Navarro. Instead, it's being gutted by fucking psychopaths telling people to pull their donations. So when this organization burns to the ground, or whatever the fuck happens to it, maybe they're fine. The organization that's rallying young people, causing a shift in the political leanings of a generation for the first time in history, is now in dire straits. Their leader and founder murdered, and prominent pieces of human trash are trying to destroy it. It's fucking evil. So you know what? When someone pulls in front of my property and fires on it several times, I'm sitting here looking at these vile pieces of shit and thinking to myself, for what purpose will I stick my neck out if this is what happens after Charlie Kirk is killed? Candace Owens is a fucking evil scumbag. Donald Trump elected.
Ooh. I have to agree with them. I kind of have to agree with them, you know?
Yeah.
She is a degenerate cunt.
Oh! I like the stream chat. There goes the monetization. That's the one word. There's a couple words. That's one of them. Oh, fuck.
Oh, no. Well.
Why does everybody always have to use the word degenerate? I'm like, why that part? Why degenerate? I'm just curious.
I'm trying to think of a reason.
Because the bot. Oh, fuck.
You know what? I'm going to look up the word because I know what the word means, but maybe there's something in the definition that explains it.
Oh, fuck. That was beautiful. All right. I'm going to continue while you're looking.
She is burning everything down, and she's gloating and smiling while she does it. And you know what you fucking told me? She has no security. She doesn't fucking deal with the shit we have to deal with. She's a piece of shit. She's making everyone else suffer. And all of these fucking conservatives out there that send me these fucking messages have no fucking balls to call her out. More and more people have started doing it. They send me these fucking messages. Good for you, Tim. Good for you, Tim. I wasn't the first person to do it. I'm not going to take credit for that. But don't fucking DM me like I did something for you as you cower, as you fucking cower, scared that she'll put you on her thumbnail and claim you benefited from Charlie Kirk's assassination, which he's doing to me.
I mean, I could kind of see why some people would be afraid when she literally makes 2 million views a video.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a number shamer, but you are literally somebody that has 5 million subs, 2 million views a video versus Tim Pool, who has a somewhat comparable subscriber base, but he only has 200,000 views. I can understand why some people would be afraid of her because she's got a big audience right now.
Yeah.
A bigger audience.
That's kind of scary.
Mm-hmm.
As for degenerate, the reason people keep using it, I think, has to do with either the first or second definition. The first is having lost physical, mental, or moral qualities considered normal and desirable. So, I mean, that a lot of times in these situations, moral, I think, would be the most moral or mental in Candace's case.
Or she's botting. I don't know. Maybe. That's a question nobody's posited before, so I couldn't tell you honestly.
Sounds like a lot of bots to pay for, though.
It is. Anyway.
But yeah, I think that's why they use degenerate.
That's fair. That's fair.
Me right fucking now.
Yeah, that was the...
I'm fucking done with these people.
She has security, just not on the level of you.
Oh, yeah, the one fat guy you mentioned with no wall and no barrier in a suburban neighborhood with neighbors. Shouldn't give two fucking shits. No one.
Holy shit, he's making fun of her security detail. Oh my god.
Damn. She got the fat guy.
No one's out for her. She's lying about all of this. You told me you went to her house and she's got a 4-foot wall and one fat guy. And she doesn't give a shit about her security. Meanwhile, I get bullets fired at my fucking property and I have to go live in the middle of nowhere. And I got fucking strangers coming up to my house in Maryland, breaking in. I got people showing up and beating up the residents who try to live there. How the fuck am I even supposed to sell this property? And you know, it's all lies, it's all hypocrisy, and it is for the purpose of making money, and she does not live the way other people live. And she claims she liked Charlie, she loved Charlie, and she is burning everything down that he built because she is evil. She is evil. And I'll say it again, this conservative movement is fractured, it's fried, whatever it is. Okay? Republicans are on track to lose the midterms. They were actually trending in the other direction until Charlie Kirk was murdered.
Yeah.
And this is the point, isn't it? The most effective political assassination in history, and thanks to the likes of the vile cunt Candace, no one...
Oh, he just does it again!
He really likes that
They
word
were
today.
actually trending in the other direction until Charlie Kirk was murdered.
Yeah.
And this is the point, isn't it? The most effective political assassination in history, and thanks to the likes of the vile cunt Candace Owens, she has turned Turning Point into the perpetrators of the crime that was against them. I don't get paid by any of these people. I'm not on good terms necessarily with Turning Point USA. They didn't invite me to their stupid event. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. They invited me back after I started criticizing Candace. I'm not going to your event. I'm over all of this shit. The last thing that I need to deal with is a bunch of cowards in conservative media refusing to stand up to her. Megyn Kelly, come on. I appreciate the kind words, but come on. Such fucking pathetic bullshit. You know, and I get people saying, Tim, you know, thank you so much for talking about it. I don't care. I'm not doing a favor for anybody. I'm not doing this to benefit anybody. Nobody's paying me. There's no fucking Russia. There's no fucking Israel. There's just me.
Oh, he brought up Russia. I legitimately think he was blindsided by the Russia thing. I legitimately don't think he knew what was going on.
You know, a lot of times they'll hide those behind so many shell corporations that there's no way to expect he would.
Yeah. No, 100%. Based him. He's funny. He's definitely funny.
My neck out and then risking dying for what? A bunch of cowards that don't want to stand up to protect themselves? People like fucking Candace Owens?
I couldn't believe that she put you.
Dude. What happens if I do? Oh, okay. So that was like 20 minutes into the stream. That is crazy. Whew. Okay, chat. What do we think? What do we think? Was that good? Was that a valid crash out? I will be real. I understand, like, you know, he's got a family, which, you know, we talk about private and non-private. He does a pretty good job of keeping his family private because I didn't even know he was married. I'm going to be real with you.
I know way more about his relationships than I ever wanted to.
Oh, really? I assume that you probably know more based off of the people you associate with.
Said it publicly on his own streams, so but yeah, that sitting and listening to some of those stories, they got a little painful, to be entirely honest. But yeah.
Oh goodness.
But no, I do think that was a completely valid crash out.
Yeah.
At Internet's in Master
Give her the
8952
five.
discovered mom has milkers and gave $5. Completely valid crash out by Tim Pool.
Yeah, I again, like, I think for me, it's just like the unfortunate part is because, like, there is a point where he's like, I don't know if IRL is gonna come back, and I think that, again, the thing that, like, kind of bothered me and where I was kind of confused was just like, I don't think he's asking for more money. I think he's basically lamenting the fact that, like, he has to decide now if he has to decide what the next step is, because, like, when you're dealing with somebody doing this kind of shit, you have to decide if it's worth doing a lot of this in person, and, like, it's really shitty that that's something that you have to make as a choice. It really kind of sucks that you have to say that, but if I was him, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna have IRL after this. I don't know. I like the cost benefit analysis of potentially seeing people shot at is not really something I'm interested in doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be rough. I mean, if he doesn't continue doing this, what is he gonna do? Is he just gonna do a different show, or does he have enough set aside to just move on?
I would say that if I was him, I would just try and make as much of it online as possible, move somewhere else, and put your house in a shell corporation so they can't figure out where you live, and do it that way. That's my personal opinion, you know?
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion. But yeah, I think the thing that is really crazy about all this is him and Candace Owens have basically been going back and forth on it. She's been calling him an estrogen-laden man, and he's calling her a cunt because of what she's doing. If you want my personal opinion, I think that he probably is well within his rights to say that based off of how she's chosen to act, you know? If he'll stop,
Yeah,
that's another voice silenced. I mean, true. I'm not saying he should stop. What I'm saying is he has to change his tactics so that he doesn't have to stop, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, hopefully he gets it figured out for whatever direction he decides he wants to go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be, he's definitely actually angry. This isn't a performative anger. That is a real anger.
No, 100%.
For actual good reasons. And interestingly enough, I think he's more angry about the people who don't stand up and say anything than he is necessarily even about Candace, other than the fact she's the catalyst currently. I think he feels truly abandoned by those people who are messaging him and saying, oh, thank you for saying what I can't say, instead of just standing up and saying it. That's got to be fucking frustrating.
No, yeah, for sure. It is. I agree. That is definitely frustrating. You know, and one has to ask if like these are real people, or if they are people that you should stop giving attention to. And I do think he is right to say some of you people need to be called out because you're not willing to stand up when it matters. And it kind of gets depressing to think that there are so many people that are on your I do see the lamenting that he's having, because it's just like maybe he's now realizing that there are so many people on the party side that he thought he was a part of that just do not care. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. I can't imagine being in that place.
No, I can't imagine that either. See, I just talk about drama, chat. Then then when I'm done, I get off. You know, because what's gonna happen here, chat, is when I'm done streaming here soon. And I am going to watch some videos about tech, and I am going to forget the drama that I talked about for the day until tomorrow, because that's just kind of how the real world works. But like, it is definitely sad to see that like people that say they're for something don't care.
Yeah. The refusal to stand for it in public, but message the person doing the standing and just saying, oh, good job, champ.
You know.
Oof.
I got a Daily Wire ad. I'm sorry to hear that.
That's painful.
Yeah. But yeah, I think again, I think when it comes to Tim Pool, I feel for the guy. It sounds like he was actually shot at. I would like to see personally the police report, because it sounds like some people found it, or I would like to see the call where somebody else calls and gets a confirmation. Yeah. I would personally be interested in seeing that. It sounds like Tim Pool will reveal it eventually once he's actually safe and actually moved. And I'm not going to like push or try and say that he has to show something now, especially since he's trying to get to safety, if that makes sense.
You're not going to go all Candace Owens on it and demand all the answers right now?
No. I mean, like, this is one of those sensitive situations where he can't exactly say everything all at once, because if he does, it could put himself more in jeopardized danger. So
Yeah.
I would think that he is going to wait. I think he's going to wait until he can actually say it. And I would say that it would be appropriate to say that once he is moved, yeah, he probably should say, hey, this is actually legitimate. And if that is actually the case, then I do think some people have been felted and should apologize for saying that he was wrong.
I won't hold my breath on that one, though.
Well, the casino, no. Andy Worski and PPP never apologize.
I just meant in general.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, Andy Race War Worski doesn't apologize, and PPP is too fat.
I've never found my fat it made it hard for me to apologize. That's a new one. I'll have to remember that.
It's just it's based off of them.
Yeah, no, I'm joking.
Fair enough. But I do think, chat, unless you have anything else that you would like to input for that, I think that's where we're going to start winding down for the evening.
No, I think we're good.
Okay. Did you have fun tonight? Did you enjoy this?
I have very much enjoyed it. The time flew by.
Good,
Except for the
good.
parts where I was pissed at Candace.
I was definitely the longest.
Those got me angry.
Well, chat, if you're interested, I don't believe in taking away content from other individuals here. Chat, if you're interested, if you want to listen to the rest of Candace Owens' stream, there you go. All right, there you go. Excuse me. And you can listen to that if you'd like. We did stop literally halfway through the stream where she starts doing the ads. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the rest of the evening. I want to thank Amarada for coming on tonight. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I will add you to my list so that like when I'm doing like open day streams, you can just jump in if you'd like.
From MommaOcco.
Thank you for the 5 chat.
Yamaru sent $5 for more hats. Conservative media is such a wreck, it's a wonder we don't have state-mandated gender changes by now. It's just bogged down by too much BS to be effective.
Oh gosh. Oh wow, I can dual stream now. That's cool.
Oh, congratulations.
I'll have to set that up for tomorrow. Thanks for taking good care of Rada. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for inviting me.
For sure. Before we end off for the day, can you tell people where they can find you and what you do?
Well, if you want to find me, you can either find me streaming, which would be on my Horror Amarada Abysmal Adventures channel, or you can find me where I do videos twice a week. I'm doing video game reviews, either demos or full games, depending on what I have time to play. Those come out every Monday and Friday on my Abysmal Critic channel. Other than that, you can find me on Twitter saying things about all kinds of things at HARASSMENT. And those are really the best places to find me.
Well, there you go. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Chat, tomorrow we are going back into the realm of Warhammer 40k. We're going to be talking about orcs and goblins. No, just orcs. Excuse me. No goblins, just orcs. So if you're interested in going down the rabbit hole more with orcs, you'll want to show up then. Link channel, it should be in the title here. Give me one moment. Excuse me. Let me see if because again, it is in the title, but the titles are always really wonky because you have to click on a couple of different things in order for me to do this. Here, let me just copy and paste. Is that actually?
I don't know what that is.
That is not it. That is not it.
That is definitely not it. If you go to that link, that looks nothing like me.
Let me try that again. Chat. There you go. There you go, chat.
There you go.
Oh, goodness. All right, chat. Let's see. Who is live that we can raid over on Kick?
That's like being cruelly rickrolled, honestly.
Indeed. Let's see. Is Leaflet live? Leaflet is live. We are going to send you guys over to Leaflet over on Kick. If you're on YouTube, I'm sending you over to Armchair Expert. Like I said, chat, come back tomorrow if you want to watch us talk about goblins in 40K. Other than that, people on Kick are already gone. Other than that, chat, you have a good night. Peace and love. We love you all here. All right. Good night, everyone.